And we are live. Hello, everyone. Sorry about that little delay. I was busy making sure nothing was going to catch on fire. Welcome to the bonus roll. Uh, Today we are down one Meryl. Sorry to say. But, you know, life happens. Game on. Today our background music, as always, has been... Today, as always, our background music has been provided by Sirenscape. I'm going to assume we will get the mage back in a second. Probably just shut the camera off for a second to run and get something. No worries. Anyway, where was I? Sirenscape. Oh yeah. Please follow us on Twitch if you can to get updates about when we're going on live and other shows that we may start streaming. Follow us on Twitter at bonus roll. Yeah, I can't see you, Mage. You just like blanked out, which is weird. Sorry. Yeah. Anyway, where was I? Man, so much social media stuff. Yeah, I'll just do a post about it later. Follow us, like us, subscribe, do whatever you can to. Can you say something for me, Mage? Just like. Oh, oh, I see spinning dots. Professional. That's what we are. No, this is real D&D, people. I mean, people don't show up. People's cameras cut out. The DM talks way too long about stuff. No, still don't see ya. I see the spinning dots now, which is a step up. It looks like it's loading, yeah. So, yeah. Where was I? Thank you, Cardoja. I don't know if I pronounced that right for the follow. First one we've had in like 2 weeks. Really appreciate it. I was actually getting a little worried about that for a while. Oh, hey, I see you, Mage. Can you... Oh, wow, I just... What?
Everyone else lose everyone but themselves for a minute, and then demage again?
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah, it's switching region.
Oh, you're right, it is.
Mine switched to US Central.
So did mine.
Okay.
Okay, sound off.
Mage, can you say something?
Hello?
Hi.
Hello?
Hello, hello.
Hey.
Yay,
Okay,
you're back.
good.
Okay. Well,
Alright.
I'll just trim that in post. We'll be fine. Music, Sirenscape, twitch.tv/the bonus roll. Follow us for this show and other shows that I will be roped into doing at some point. Twitter at bonus roll, no the. YouTube, alphanumeric string of characters. Just search for the bonus roll and subscribe to our channel to get the updated video sometime during the week when our video processing software decides to work. Everyone, please make me stop talking by introducing your characters.
I'm the mage. I play Gurgum, the now drunken monk of the Selesnya Enclave. Because boy, is he not going to be putting up with it.
Yeah. Also, your job is now to represent the Selesnya Enclave and bring in new followers, as I understand.
Yes, the Enclave and the franchise we have going now.
Technically, y'all are considered an agency of the Office of the Guild Pact. But yeah, we'll get to that today. Let's see here. Rolling a D2, and Zizva, you're up.
I'm playing Ingrid. She's a Golgari shaman, and she's joined the agency with everyone else. We just had our downtime, so just kind of getting used to the swing of the company and being with everyone.
And it goes now to... What are you doing?
Hey.
Stop that. Fair dear, while I figure out why things are flashing on my screen, you tell people about your amnesia.
Hey, I'm Faradir. What? No. Hey, I'm Farragear. I'm a ranger of the Simic, now Beastmaster, and my coworker has disappeared for some reason, and I'm having to interview people. So it's been a heck of a week.
He didn't disappear. It was an important top secret mission for the summit.
Why do you know more about this than I do?
He doesn't talk quietly.
Out of character, I know more about this than any of you. Save for the GM.
Quite possibly.
So many storylines that I get to weave together. So, as y'all said, last time we played, y'all had a couple downtime weeks while being trained by your major domo, Cathal Rosefury, in how to basically do business good. Y'all also spent part of that time being taken to bars by Cathal to learn to talk good to people. Took your boss with you to a ladies' night as well, and then a girls' sleepover.
A ladies' night that involved the guys as well.
Yeah, it's like, let's see here. Then went and
Call it out.
went and talked to the dryad of your enclave, the Voda of your Vorde, I think. I don't know how to pronounce these words because I didn't make them up, so I didn't get to decide on the pronunciation. And got inducted into the Selesnya Conclave as an evangel. Performed some minor surgery. Had some minor surgery performed on your dog, who came out of it okay, except for the fact that he now has an ink sac that y'all have not quite yet located or figured out what to do with. Thank you, Simics. And Rail did some research and told y'all what he found out about Uncle Rybald Sweet Tooth. And did not tell y'all about cutting up the brain. Oh wait, never mind, y'all don't know about that, so y'all don't need to know about that. He cut up a brain and then figured out how to instill psychic energy into other creatures. Okay.
Oh wow!
I honestly figured we were going to be going...
And?
I figured we would be going brain in the jar route, honestly. And so that brings us to the current time. Your downtime is basically over. Cathal has pretty much looked at you, handed you whatever she was going to hand y'all, and said, "Go forth and make money for the Guild Pact."
That's incredibly straightforward.
She is a very straightforward half-elf. Half-elf? Wait. Am I getting my NPCs mixed around? I'm getting my NPCs mixed around. Cathal is a full elf. She just is guildless. There we go. Okay. I figured it out. I'm insane. Yep. Alright.
Yep.
So, we are picking up at the start of a new month. Y'all have 30 days to pay 120 gold to Cathal, or directly to the Office of the Guild Pact, depending on which method y'all want to go through. It is officially Mokish 1st 76, which is the equivalent of, think June. It's getting warm. It is getting stupidly warm. Do not go outside, it's a blast furnace.
Question.
Answer.
Yeah, it's been pretty warm lately.
On the 120 gold, can we get like a 30 net 10 where we get a discount if we pay it before?
Well, once y'all have your hirelings, which is your interview that you're going to be interviewing today, someone already promised a job to one person.
Yeah.
So y'all have one more hireling to get, and then y'all can start actually running your business. You can tell one of your hirelings, "Hey, stay in here, do businessy stuff, make us money," and then, yeah. But the more business y'all do during the month, the better your revenue will be. And at the end of the month, in 30 days, however long that takes us, oh my god. I mean, think about it like this. Critical Role's been running for Campaign 2 for like, what, over a year now, and they're just now getting like 2 months away from their starting point. Don't worry too much about it. Make gold.
Time dilation.
Everything is a time dilation. Okay. So, uh, it is a very warm. I'm not going to try and say it's a warm, holy God, hot day at the beginning of the new month. Cathal calls y'all to your newly renovated, revamped, and now ready to move into, if you choose to live there, uh, guild hall, business headquarters, whatever you want to call it. She stands to the side, pulls the drape down that she had hung up over the front of the window, and where before it had been just a plain glass, it now reads in hand painted, bright pinkish purple letters, the Second Sight Agency. And she turns to the group of y'all and says, "So, it is time. We're going to go
She
in
says,
there.
"What now?"
So it is time. You have been trained up. You know how to do this. I trust in you. There are 6 people in there. You will go past them. Do not make eye contact with any of them. Go into the back room, sit at the table, and wait for me to bring you each one individually. You will interview them, and by the end of today, you must have 2 hirelings, because I am not running this whole thing by myself while you go off and kill monsters and other fun things."
Now might be a bad time, but you think I could get a desk later for my office?
I will look into that.
Preferably, stone or metal or something would be best, but, whatever we can scrounge up.
Do we still have the barrel?
Yeah, I think I have the barrel somewhere.
Can we make the applicant sit on the barrel?
No.
Okay.
Okay, you're still having trouble hearing me? Like, are you missing the front or the end of my sentence?
Like almost everything.
I'm getting a lot of distortion on your end, too. Like, not as bad as I was with Rail last time, where I was hearing, like, I start the sentence. Wait, did I just Shatner?
Like, I lost that entire sentence almost.
Okay, let me try projecting a little. We seem to be having some technical difficulties because, of course, we are. Anything better? How's this?
I think it's just mostly my end, honestly.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, for what it's worth,
hear.
I can hear. Well, of course you can.
I can hear him on the headset.
I know. But, you
Okay.
know, the further out you go, the worse it can get.
We should all be on the U.S. Central region.
Yeah. Not sure why that is, but
Hey, everyone who
Okay.
just joined us, thank you for joining us for, oh, wow. Cardoja, 110 in Nebraska? Wow, I am sorry, my man. Anyway, everyone who joined us, thank you for joining us for these technical difficulties. Demage, you want to try, like, reloading or something like that? See if that'll flush it?
Try something. It's like, I'll try something.
Because, I mean, I basically... Hold on. I have literally done... Whoa.
So that was a busy week, wasn't it, Fair Dear?
yeah. I met some new people. Thanks to you. Thank you for that. That was fun. We should
I think
do
you
it
mostly
more.
met the owl.
That's true. I met people and creatures. Thank you for that.
Okay, testing 1, 2, 3.
1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. ABC. Set Fair on fire.
Not that
Okay.
last one.
Like, I mean, it'll take a bit in tinderbox. I don't know what you expect out of me, sis. And I'm a monk, not a wizard.
Okay, so I'm going to take that as you got a little bit more.
Now, how well did that come in through?
That came in great.
That came in fine. Your video is a little choppy, but not nearly as bad as Meryl's was last week.
Yeah, and honestly, if you
Okay.
can hear us, that's better. We can be fine with a little choppy video.
Yeah,
If we can all hear
Alright.
each other.
I have always been of the mindset that if you can hear the DM, it's probably going to be okay.
That's actually just human psychology. we prioritize audio versus
Don't be
visual.
insulting. Don't be insulting, Faradir. You know you're a Simic hybrid. Faradir is a Simic hybrid. He has tentacles. He didn't tell anyone this during the introduce your character thing.
I figured it'd come out eventually.
Oh, well, they can see the title card with all of our pictures.
Look, the tentacles don't define me, okay?
No, you define the
I'm
tentacles.
They
better
are
than that.
defining
I can move on by that.
Maybe we should
But
add
it is the
nameplates
defining
to that.
I'm going to put nameplates under that and on people as soon as I figure out how to do that without having to rearrange my entire layout again. DM,
Okay.
Stream Manager, Sadist,
Okay.
I don't know.
So
Okay, Tithal, where was she? Oh yeah. So, go in there, don't make eye contact with any of them. You need to project strength. And by the end of today, you need to have 2 hirelings who can help me run things around here, because I will burn this place to the ground otherwise. And then she pulls the banner, the cloth that she had put up in front of the front-facing window, revealing in block letters, hand-painted in this violet-y purple neon paint, the Second Sight Agency. This is what you have been designated under the auspice of the Guild Pact.
Okay, question.
No.
No.
No questions.
Just wait till we're in the conference room
Out
and you
of
can whisper
character.
it.
Ask the
question.
interviewees questions. Whatever
Okay.
you need to know to make this decision.
Out of character question.
No.
We haven't met the interviewees yet, right?
No, you can see them through the window. There's about 6 of them sitting in chairs that are actual chairs, not barrels.
I kind of want to go and change into Simic robes or something.
You can
Like
totally go
officious?
upstairs and change into Simic robes. There's 2 doors. You can go upstairs without going into the main office way.
Do you have Simic robes?
I'm assuming I do.
He has clothes that are blue and green, and he has the guild insignia, which in his case is a brand on his... No, I'm kidding. It's a medallion.
Yeah, so I'm going to change into kind of official clothes because we're doing interviews, and that just seems like you wouldn't just go in your normal lay around the guild hall clothes.
Okay, Cathal kind of at you as you go into the wrong door and go upstairs and is looking around waiting for you to come back when you finally return and
Interview without him, right?
I want to say that, considering that I had another robe to be tailored and waiting for me elsewhere, I probably am already dressed up in that.
Yeah, what you... so in a previous game...
You come prepared.
Yeah, does not show up to work ready to work.
Oh, wait. Gregum, while he's gone, I wanted to talk to you about something. And then she
Yeah.
kind of mimes to the boss about covering her ears.
Cathal,
The office boss, not our boss. So you're working on finding people for Selesnya now, right? I think that's what you said when y'all came back from visiting.
Could you repeat that?
You're recruiting now, right? You're recruiting now, right?
I mean, all the guilds are recruiting still, don't you think?
Well,
I mean, I'm technically a recruiter, but I'm not going to shove it down your throat. What do you want from me?
and she hands you a scrap of paper with Marlon's address.
it is literally just a piece of paper that has the name Marlon, because I don't think you ever actually got Marlon's last name.
I visited at his place though, but yeah, it just says Marlon. It has the address.
Okay, yeah, it is the name Marlon and a street address.
So
Yeah,
anyway,
At this point,
it
it's
take
probably
longer than that to change.
Really?
All the way upstairs. Anyway,
Do I have to make a dexterity check? Changing?
Only if you're doing a dynamic entry out of the second story window.
I'll talk to you about it later. It looks like Faradir's coming back.
Okay.
Like, I was just thinking that. Like, why do you need a deck save? Are you just gonna leap out the window like you're fucking Spider-Man or what?
I mean, he has the I stick to walls property.
Just crawl
His
down.
plot sense is going off.
Cathal is still standing there like,
It's good. Thank you.
okay, so I see how this business is going to be run. I am now full of fear. She opens the door and points
Is that
inside.
projecting strength?
You don't need to project strength when you can project firearms.
Ingrid goes in wearing her burnished breastplate all shined up and her regular Golgari clothes.
Okay, so I'm assuming we file into the common area. What do you call it?
Office
Past
space?
the common
No,
area, straight to
You
our
march
office
past
space.
and
Yeah.
you go to the conference room, and Ingrid demonstrates.
Conference room. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, you have the common area, which is that area with like all the chairs and the front-facing window and like the
Yeah.
guest book that
Our-
Ingrid put out there.
Yeah, our lobby is like / waiting room. It's like,
Then the next room back is your meeting room with the long table, the 8 chairs, the bookshelf, the 2 decanters of water, and the decanter of booze. And then there's the 4 once used to be jail cells, now are offices that are like 10 by 10.
Also, Kay is joining me.
Yeah,
Just
you.
making a note of that.
I
And his Simic. Hello. He's got like kind of a cape with like the Simic symbol on it.
You got K cape? Okay, I am fine with that. That K is, for those of you who haven't joined us previously, a very large, like, as about maybe a little bit bigger than a Great Dane size Mastiff. And he is apparently right now wearing a blue and green cape with a, I'm assuming a collar or something to tuck the cape into. Or,
Right.
yeah.
Yeah.
Just keep in mind you're going to have to settle up for all this off-screen shopping later.
I'm assuming the cape is more to keep him out of direct sunlight than as you were instructed in the last session than anything else.
Yep.
well, it's not like he's crypto.
Anyway,
So y'all walk past, y'all see around the room as you go in. There's 3. Whoa.
That was a major audio hiccup.
Yeah, your screen's looking like you're being hacked by Max Headroom.
It's turning gray and green. Does that mean he's converting to Golgari?
it was a
Okay.
minor illusion the whole time.
Bonus points for referencing Max Headroom. I've actually seen that show.
It is awesome.
God, that was a wild time.
Yeah. So, y'all get a quick
It's
kind
a
of
real mind blower.
you get a quick glance around the lobby as y'all walk through. There's you can see 3 people who look fairly humanish. There's one person that has that slender build that's either elf, half-elf, or just anorexic human. There is a single Veshino and a goblin sitting on the chairs, and y'all just march past them into the back, close the door behind you, and Cathal leans against the door and says, "Okay, so sit, find a place, get comfortable. I will give you 5 minutes." She goes over to the table, picks up the decanter of liquor, and just starts drinking directly from it before setting it back down. I will give you 5 minutes, and then I will bring the first person in, okay?
Okay, do we have any resumes or cover letters?
Just talk to them.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the entire point of this.
There's 6 people that showed up when I put out the word that we were looking for hirelings.
Okay.
And I didn't even use the word
We have to
minions.
determine.
I'm probably
Yeah,
gonna take
we
some.
we have to. Their usefulness. their
Sure.
qualities
Sure,
for this
that
job?
is. I mean, whatever you want. If you want to hire the pretty one, if you want to hire the handsome one, if you want to hire the one that doesn't pee in the corner. As long as I have help running this place while you are off being busy, that is my concern.
I start giving scritches to Kay. She didn't mean that.
Yes, we're good. We'll see you in a few minutes. Thank you.
Okay.
I'm probably gonna get some paper and like a coal
Alright.
or something. I'm assuming these
So-
supplies are readily available in this.
Yeah, they're on the table, on the shelf. Okay, she goes out through the door, closes it behind you, and y'all have a little bit of time before she brings someone in for any preparations or decisions you want to make.
I kind of would. We probably want to make notes.
Where do you want to sit, Kirkham? You want to be like across the middle of the table, or you want to take a head seat?
Yeah, I think he would be in middle
Okay.
because he kind of has more.
You know what? Like, the first words that were going to be out of my mouth is, I'm going to take the middle seat.
The best part is there's no middle
I
seat.
mean, like,
There's 4 seats on each side of the long table.
Middle right.
well, we can make a middle seat.
Yeah, just put a chair on the top of the table.
Does he need like a little booster seat, like a higher seat, so he looks taller?
Don't be ridiculous. That's what the books are for.
I take the far right seat on the back.
I'll take the far left. I guess.
I will certainly need to get myself a clipboard. Like, probably won't have anything but blank pages on it, but I'm gonna take a clipboard.
Ingrid removes one of the seats so that there's just 3 seats and puts it in the corner so he can sit in the middle.
Oh wait! One of us is a documenter, aren't they?
He's not
Yeah,
here.
the one that's not here.
Yeah, y'all have no idea where Rail is, and Cathal seems
I'm
very
just going
upset
to
about
take-
that.
I'm going to just take a clipboard and some random documents from his office and
Yeah,
just try to look
From
at visual
his
stuff.
office,
Yeah,
like
you find his
you're just sitting there, and then you're like, "Wait, what are they doing in Zone Out 3?"
His satchel for that contains the documents or the contracts and stuff like that is in there. So most of his stuff has been left
I figured
behind.
it. Because what he's like,
He
he just kind of up
vanished.
and left to do something that isn't our business. So he probably would have left the documents for our business here.
Yeah, no, almost all of his stuff is there.
Anyways, so I guess we're all prepared. I guess I'll be writing notes.
Okay, so
I'll look into that later. Right now we have
honestly, when you were going into the office, the door opened up. Cathal stepped through, and she pointed into it and said, "You, come on!" And it's like a very stiff-backed human male, short black hair, a pencil-thin mustache. Walks in. He's wearing a very nice business suit, 3-button overcoat jacket. He walks in, looks around, looks at the 3 of you, and Cathal closes the door behind her, and he kind of gestures to the seats. May I?
Certainly. So, as a question, does he have any guild insignias or anything on him?
No, he's just dressed in a very formal looking suit. He sits
Okay.
down and extends his hand to y'all and says, Pandravog.
Okay, I write
Mr.
down the
Duval.
note,
Alright,
the
sure.
name, rather.
Ingrid shake hands also.
Okay. He basically goes along the table shaking each of the hands that's offered to him. He's
Oh, and I offer my hand. Sorry.
He kind of very loosely takes your hand and keeps his fingers tucked a little.
I make a
And
note.
with shaking mine, does he even consider it?
He looks surprised, but takes your hand and shakes it with no problem.
Okay.
All right. It's like,
Does he take?
so then we
Kay's
start off with
paw?
Does Kay go over and offer his paw?
Yes.
He kind of looks down at the dog, and he's like, "Good boy, good boy."
I make a note.
Oh, he's already learning people's team names.
This is some Monty Python shit right here.
Hi!
Right away. He's
Welcome
like,
to the agency. The dog will be
Good
conducting
morning.
your interview now.
The dog
Good
is very
morning.
good at judging nonverbal communication skills.
So he sits down and he folds and says, again, my name is Pandravog. I am a resident here of the 4th District. I have served previously as administrator for a number of local businesses.
Very good, very good.
Administrator, so why are you now applying to be an intern?
Most of those businesses are not around now.
Why are they not around now?
Various reasons.
Okay, could you give us
Okay,
some
like-
references?
I am told that one of you is Golgari and capable of speaking with the dead.
Not yet, but I will insight check him.
Go ahead.
We'll get the list of those corpses later. Anyway.
14.
He is being dead honest.
So why are
Having
they
said
dead?
It well, generally when a person suffers severe trauma or damage, or falls from a great height, or has their throat cut, or is encased in a solid object and thrown into the harbor, they tend to expire.
Have you not
Okay,
not lived in Ravnica?
Let's circle around back
So
to my
you worked
previous
with a lot of
question.
Orzhov.
Oh yes, I worked previously with several debt priests.
Alright, okay, alright. Look, so, obviously fairly good in the administrative capacity. Do you, like, was it all paperwork? Like,
Oh, no. I was capable of handling most anything that came up. The families that I worked for were very friendly, very happy, and very vulnerable to knives. I would like to avoid that last one if at all possible.
okay, like, so you would say, like, considering the nature of the district itself, should the agency come under attack, you would lean more towards flight than fight?
Yes. I am not a...
Yeah, no, nothing
don't...
wrong with that. It's like,
I mean, I can stick
Look,
someone
this place
very
isn't-
good, but it's generally not...
yeah.
Okay.
There's like nothing wrong with that.
I do my best
So-
work when there's not a lot of resistance.
So
Yeah,
when you
no,
go
we're
shopping,
hoping-
what importance do you place on getting everything on the list?
Only the stuff on the list or everything on the list?
If it's a succinct list, those should be one and the same.
Then yes.
And if you were to say, actually, hang on a moment. Let me rethink this one.
Please, no, take your time.
What would you say is your,
So
what would you
how-
say is your greatest strength and your greatest weakness?
A complete lack of morals?
I mean, I like him, but I think
Sorry,
we
that
should
was
see other
entirely out of
candidates.
Well, hold on.
No,
Okay, so how would you rate your customer service ability?
Extremely direct.
Okay, so for instance, an old lady walks in and says she wants to get directions to the nearest tavern. What do you do?
Charge her 5 silver for information services and direct her to the nearest tavern.
Do you keep the silver?
Well, I will be drawing a paycheck, yes?
Do you keep the silver on top of the paycheck?
No. That is a good way to end up taking a very long, deep bath.
Do you charge us for related services unrelated to the paycheck.
That is what you are paying me for.
I see.
He has a point. Ugh.
So, do you have a? Would you say that you are loyal to the Orzhov?
No, I am not affiliated with any guild. I am guildless.
Okay.
Plus, I think the people he knows are mostly dead there.
Well,
Like,
yeah, but that's
he's stuck with
Orzhov. That's
that's being dead is synonymous with the flu.
Ingrid just leans back. She feels like she's asked everything she needs to.
Okay. So
So here's an interesting question.
do you have any questions for
Did
us
you
then?
stick with did you stick with your employment up to the moment of their deaths, or did you bail before then?
Most of those situations were
Like,
near
how loyal?
simultaneously. Oh,
Okay, all right.
I will definitely stay with whichever company is currently paying me.
All right. All right. I've got a feel for your sensibilities towards loyalty. It's not bad. It's a very
And he
practical
already
means.
asked my main question before I got to ask it, so I'm good.
So I guess I'm gonna go back to. Do you have any questions for us?
Do y'all have any distinct vulnerabilities or weaknesses that are not readily known to most people?
We're all allergic to
No.
salt.
Any more questions?
No, that is everything I need to know.
Okay.
Yeah,
I can't really think of anything.
Just the salt thing, don't tell anyone.
I won't.
well, you certainly are a capable individual. We'll keep you appraised on your hiring status. It's like,
Thank you very much. He kind of stands, half bows, and extends a hand to each of y'all, and then pats Kay on the head again before walking out of the room. And y'all got about maybe a few minutes to discuss before Cathal sends someone else in. Maybe not.
I feel like his loyalty could be bought, which I don't really
yeah,
like.
but at the same
because
time,
it means
we can understand where he stands. It's like,
I don't feel like he's subtle
You can keep
enough
him-
to really keep that up with the bot loyalty, though. I feel like he'd rather have something steady.
yeah, as long as able to pay him well enough, and he's not gonna go out and cause trouble. It's like, we just need to keep an eye on people that want to cause trouble through him. It's like,
did any of us ask what he was expecting as far as wages?
Our office manager handles that.
yeah. It's like,
Hey, so
You've got to trust your team. I was more worried about if he was actually sent here to, spy back on us to some unknown, weird, strange rivals in the area.
yeah, no, I mean,
yeah, I don't
I suspect
see
everyone
anything.
is part of it.
I don't see anything that would dissuade me from that scenario, but
I mean, who doesn't suspect everyone to be a spy?
okay. I guess
It's about
We'll
this
go.
time the door swings open, and Cathal points to another person. In now! And this kind of youngish, like maybe early 20s, dusky-skinned woman with braided black dreadlocks, like they're down her back, comes in wearing several gold and silver bangles, like up her forearms and up her upper arms. And she kind of like bounces and says, "Hi. My name is Bree Riverblood, and I am here to apply for the position that your person advertised. And Cathal just kind of snorts and closes the door behind her.
Okay, what did she say her name was again?
Bree Riverblood. Brii.
Alright, Miss Riverblood? Look, it is Miss, right?
Yeah, sure.
So that would probably be your manager if you ended up getting the job.
Oh,
Is that
What
a
do you think of
problem?
her?
no, it's fine. She's very scary.
So, any previous employments?
I mean, my dad worked shipping for a couple years, but no, not really. I mostly just helped out.
In what capacity?
Just this needs to go here, this needs to go here. Stop that. What are you doing? Why are you doing that?
Now, were those questions you asked or asked to you? It's like,
Yes.
I feel like I could question her
okay,
further
so
on her
you've
previous
been
job
middle management.
experience.
Yes.
Alright, so, like, you had people working under you as well as above you, is what you're saying?
Oh, frequently.
Not spatially.
I'm sorry, I
but
didn't catch that at all.
You had
Um,
employees.
Yes, frequently.
Ingrid asked her about things like shipping carton numbers and stuff. As also being a daughter of a shipping person, she's going to ask her things to check if she actually worked at the shipyard.
Like, ships have numbers?
Like the cartons and things. Okay, what do you use to open one of the wooden cartons
You
when
point.
you're at a shipyard?
You point at a big guy and you tell him what you want him to open.
So you're saying you don't have much hands-on experience at all?
I have some hands-on
So-
experience.
Shipping.
But what is the tool called that you use to open it?
The last one's name was Greg or Greg, something like that.
And what
Alright,
is the
how
big movie thing that you can't walk under when it's holding crates?
A bird?
Alright, so how much experience do you have with ledgers and documentation? Like, paperwork.
Oh, people give me paper all the time.
And what do you do with it?
I generally put it someplace, and then, like, a few days later, if it's still there, I move it somewhere else.
Okay.
I think
Now, considering the nature of the district, should the agency come under attack, it's like, again, it's like a rare possibility, but, we will be dealing with problems, and problems might just come find us. It's like, so, would you lean more towards fight or flight?
I mean, y'all will be around here to
literal-
help and protect us, right?
not necessarily.
But there will be someone, like, here that we can go, like, please help us, stop him.
The scary office manager.
Oh.
Yeah. That said, this is still Burroughs Legion built, so
It is?
it is capable of. Yes,
Cool.
been rebuilt, but nonetheless,
Do you have any questions for us?
yeah.
She stops and she looks like she's thinking really hard for a minute.
How good are you
No.
with people?
Oh, I love people.
In what capacity?
Being around them, hanging out, spending time, talking, drinking, partying.
I can start taking notes. All right. Any other questions you two have?
feel like all your bracelets and bangles symbolize for you?
Oh, they're pretty.
I think that's everything we have. If we decide to move forward, we will contact you. Don't contact us.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
And she kind of gets up and she, like, looks around confused for a second, sees the door and heads into it and goes through the wrong door and steps into the latrine. Or not latrine, privy.
Ingrid will get up and guide her to the door, but watch her money pouch with her.
Okay. She's like, oh, I thought it was in a closet. And she goes out through the door and Cathal, like, closes it behind her after giving you a... Alright, y'all got a couple more
very
minutes.
visually start striking out their name.
Like, a part of me still, on the other hand, is like, okay, so not so good on the business front, but she is definitely notable in the social front. She probably would at least get attention that one. But I would, again, that she's further, much further down the list. I'm not going to cross her off entirely. It's like she might have some capacity, but you know.
I feel like Reeve's going to be more our right-hand man, so we really need someone good with paperwork and at the desk. And I feel like she could be good at greeting people and maybe snacks. Yeah.
We need at least 2 people, and we've got one that seems high up so long as we can keep them paid well.
I feel like we need someone that can focus on the paperwork aspect of, like, the guest book and appointments the most. I feel like that's maybe not Reeve's strong point. I feel like he's actually our more social candidate, so we might need to look for a more bookish candidate.
Yeah, agreed.
Like the first one we had. It's like,
are like any of the other 4 or so?
Yeah, we definitely need to go through all of them just in case. Alright.
Next.
So, there's like a couple long minutes after y'all finish discussing.
Like, we refresh ourselves with some water. It's like,
is she bringing the next person in?
Yeah. I mean,
like, no.
She's allowed to.
You're asking yourself that. It's like you're saying there. It's like, well, it's taking so long, and go ahead and make me a perception check. Like any of y'all who want to.
Okay.
A
21
19.
for me.
Does 19 work for you?
19?
And 21.
What'd you roll, Fair?
13.
13? You can all hear, like, a low, like, back and forth yelling from behind the door before it finally, like, just flies open, and a petite woman with just, like, very cropped red hair storms into the room. She's just dressed in, like, basic street clothes. She slams the door behind her, and she's like, that kid is annoying as hell. And she pulls out a chair, sits down, and is Lea Resu, I want your job.
Which kid?
Alright.
Get. The one with the bangly things.
Oh, okay.
Right. Like,
did you fight her?
No,
anyway.
the angry elf wouldn't let me.
Okay. But you wanted to.
Anyway, like, so you are. Like,
what was your name again?
Lea Resu. As she turns her head, you can see, like, the earrings that she's wearing are trailing little streamers of fire through the air that quickly fade. I need a drink. And she reaches over and grabs the bottle from the middle of the table and starts pouring into a mug. And
So, what would you say?
Out of character, like, that's the water we set out for ourselves, right? Like,
there's 2 things of water, and there's a thing of booze in the center. She grabbed the booze.
So
I was gonna Hey, the booze is for the clients themselves, not so much the interview. Like, that's supposed to be stored away.
Cathal just left it on there. She took a big swig out of it herself
yep.
earlier, so.
I'm just gonna make it note. It's like, is willing to drink on the job. It's like, just question.
Is that positive for you or not?
Yeah.
I'm gonna just like very like
So,
not even just like grabbing the booze and like moving it out of arm's reach.
Damn it. Out of character. It's like, I've forgotten her name already.
Leah, Leha, Rusu, RHUSSU.
Rusu. Alright, so, Miss Rusu? It's like,
Yes?
that is correct, right? Miss? It's like,
Sure.
alright. Like,
Whatever you want. You're the boss.
alright. No, but documentation is important. It's like, so, let's see. Have you any previous jobs for this?
A couple. It depends on what needs
of
done.
what capacity?
Decapping, breaking, fighting, burning.
Can you write?
3 languages.
Which languages?
Which 3?
Elf, goblin, and whatever it is that the lizard folk, the Veshinos, ride with.
Right. Definitely could use that. It's like,
What would you say is your best hiding place?
Behind a person's back.
I like that answer.
no. It's like,
So, what you seem accustomed to fighting. What's your preferred fighting techniques?
The one that hurts them the most.
yeah, I think she's less about fighting and more about saboteuring. Like, what'd you say?
I mean, I've solved some problems before they became problems.
Okay.
So, how would you rate your ability to keep a waiting room not agitated?
How much liquor do y'all have?
Question.
We're looking to keep that to clients only. It's like,
What quality of liquor
Yeah.
are we talking about?
As long as it doesn't catch on fire when you pour it. Or if it does catch on fire when you pour it, honey.
I mean, that's not. I'm gonna say I don't know.
No.
Like, I kind of would like to get her contact information because I don't know if a permanent employment would be great, but this seems like this might be a viable contact.
So, are you whispering that to us?
Occasionally pay out.
Well, I'm just explaining my reasoning, but I definitely am going to ask for like contact information. In character, yeah. I'm going to be asking her for contact information.
We're kind of in character right now.
Yes.
You want to know where I live, huh?
A means of reaching you.
Ah.
I feel like she would get along well with our other potential employee. The one who needs bartending practice.
You have me at bartending.
Right. Anyway, like, that aside, like, you've seen the, like, let's see. Alright. So, like, as you know, or may not know, like, this place is formerly Boros built.
Yeah, I've
The
broken out
question
here a few
is,
times.
should this place... Yeah, the question is, should this place come under assault? It's like, how would you like deal with that, knowing the way that this place is built? It's like
The door's locked, right?
our weapon
This is
doors do in fact lock. It's like,
No.
assume that it might come under assault. Like,
I assume
you're
the
free to flee. You're free to stand your ground. It's like, there's no, like, this is just a building.
I assume that the door's locked and that this is the room where the booze is kept in.
Both are true.
So I
Nice.
just locked the door and waited out.
I'll say
What if they
that.
break through the door?
Yeah.
That's what the booze is for.
What do you use the booze for?
I mean, if it's good enough, it's flammable.
So you would be willing to defend the place should it come down to it, rather than just.
Oh, hell no.
Like-
I'd be willing to defend
Okay.
myself.
Well, sir,
Okay.
I mean, obviously, we're not asking you to not to ignore self-preservation.
Yeah, like, we're not
that
asking
would
you
be
to-
ridiculous.
Yeah.
Well,
We
We're not
understand.
saying that.
Well, you're already better
because-
bosses than the Simic or the Izzet, then.
Do you know we have a
Yeah.
weapons rack?
I assume so. The angry elf out there had a lot of weapons.
So how do you feel about working for the angry boss manager woman?
So?
How do you
Hey,
take
that's a plus.
direction?
I'm sorry, what?
How good are you at taking direction?
Like, move to the left, move to the right, slower, faster, harder? What do you mean? Like, go north,
Certainly,
go south?
Yeah, like if you want to do something and we're asked to not do it, how hard would that be for you? And would you go ignore that?
Depends on
command.
how well you're paying.
Alright.
And do you have any experience with paperwork?
Burning it.
What about carrying messages?
I'm pretty good at delivering a message.
A message that's on paper.
I guess I could wrap it around something, sure.
Most people just hold it in
That
their
was a good
hand,
follow-up
but
question.
we could work with that.
Again, like, out of character, my character's like, I don't know if this is the best hire, but definitely somebody we need to keep in the Rolodex. This person could be of use.
So, someone had a follow-up?
I think that's all for me.
Do you have any questions for us?
Can I have some more booze?
One more glass.
Alright.
Probably water it down a bit.
It's already just like what light table wine. That's what was on the middle one.
Oh, okay.
She pours a mug, sets the mug down, and starts walking out with the decanter.
Excuse me, no. That's company
Yeah, it's
property. We need the decanter back. I'm assuming the mug is hers.
Yeah, the mug is the one she was drinking from.
Okay. We take back the decanter. I'm assuming she's not going to oppose.
She takes the mug, takes a couple drinks, and then sets it down and walks out the door. There's a deep sigh from outside, and the door closes as you see Cathal kind of talking to her. Y'all got a couple more minutes, it seems.
Okay, so I don't know if she's
she
the best
definitely
for Sorry.
Yeah, she's definitely not a full-time, but maybe a part-time on the side. It's like if we need some underhanded stuff done, we probably could just hire her out.
Yeah, she seems like
job
she'd be good
capacity.
muscle.
She can write in 3 languages, and if we're paying her, she probably won't burn it.
I mean, we have 2 hirelings. If we have one doing the paperwork and one just being the muscle/guard.
Well, with that puts
could
Reeve in
work.
a more paperwork capacity, but as long as he's good with that.
Well, I was assuming Reeve would be half paperwork, half social.
I feel like she could take the notes, she just wouldn't be the best at handing them back to us.
Well, considering how much she's drinking, I wonder how legible those notes would be.
Keep in mind, we won't have a full staff every day of the week unless we take certain days off.
I mean, really, drunken scrawling and goblin are pretty much one and the same.
Well, I didn't want to assume. It's not my culture.
No, you're a good kid. Just kind of pat her on the shoulder. and
I give Kay scritches.
Yeah, so at this point, I'm reaching for the anything left in the alcohol
It's about
decanter.
half
I'm just
empty. Yeah.
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 Like, actually, no, I'm not going to upend it into my mouth. I'm going to actually just pour myself something, and
Yeah.
because I have to be
We're
somewhat
probably
professional.
going to move the alcohol at this point in the cabinet.
Okay, so the door swings open as Faraday is like standing next to the cabinet, and this.
And Ingrid's also standing next to the cabinet. She takes it back from him and puts it back on the table.
As y'all are both like doing like on the table, off the table, off the table, the door opens and this like hunched, skinny, small, black as pitch form kind of scuttles in on all fours, looks around, and then climbs up on top to like perch on one of the chairs at the table.
Hi.
Hello, I'm Ingrid.
Welcome. I was like,
Can we get your name?
Tartikutath.
Gesundheit.
all right, is that a Mr. or Mrs.? I was like,
No.
Can I call you Tardy?
no. All right.
Okay.
Oh, any previous work experience?
Yes.
Could you
What
elaborate?
capacity?
Work.
Of
With?
what nature? I was like,
Business.
Are you a people person?
No, Veshino. People Veshino.
Are you good with talking to many humanoids?
Talking to 3 now.
Is the lady that speaks Vishino still there?
Leah? You'd have to go
Yeah.
out and look.
I'm gonna probably do that because I'm starting to think that maybe Common isn't his first language and maybe there's a communication issue.
She spoke elf, goblin, and lizard folk, I believe.
Yeah,
Veshino.
Vishino.
You look outside, and there is like a half elf sitting in one chair, that female goblin y'all saw earlier, and Cathal is behind the desk writing in the book. She looks up and says, "What?"
Yeah, it was Leia, right?
What about Leia?
Is she still here?
Do you see her?
I'm assuming I don't. Yes?
No.
Okay. Thank you. And close the door. Well, actually,
Dear, we're not supposed to go out and see the candidates.
I wasn't looking at the candidates. I was looking, well, like, just a passing glance.
The Vishino like has their head like almost completely over their shoulder, watching Faradir this whole time. Like body's sort of pointing forward, head is back over the shoulder.
Okay.
all right, so I was like, would you say most of the work you have been doing is like is of physical heavy lifting nature, or is like,
Yes, I would.
yes? All right. Have you done anything that is of more delicate or small item manipulation, like in nature? Is like,
Yes, I have.
could you elaborate on that?
okay.
Not allowed.
What is
Hey,
he not on?
I think we need to play an interview game. They're going to pretend that they're here in the conference room, and we're going to pretend that you're at the front desk, and we're going to pretend that I'm coming up to make an appointment to them. She hands her a paper and a pen. So I'm going to come up to the front desk and ask to see them. What would you do?
They take the paper and the pen and stuff. Name?
Ingrid.
Visit?
I want to make an appointment for a case to spy on someone.
Before?
I want to do it before the end of the day if they're available.
Previous?
No, I'm a new client.
Folds the paper in half, rips it in half, goes over to the door, looks around, slips the paper under the door, rolls up the blank half, and starts eating it.
Can you tell me why you didn't deliver it to them?
They in closed door. Then, wait,
Oh, you were pretending they were on the other side of the door.
Cathal opens the door and says, "What's this paper about?"
Interview techniques. Just discard it. Thank you.
Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah, no.
I mean,
Gracious.
I look at him. Are you still hungry? You can eat the
No.
other half if you want. Okay.
It don't taste good.
But
Good to
she
know.
did deliver the letter, pretending we were on the other side.
Not on the other side?
That's very.
No, you did good. You did good. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you speak any other languages other than Common?
Dragonic.
And I'm assuming
Okay.
not Vishnu.
Vishnu?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Uh,
What do you do when we ask for a client to come in the room?
Bring in room.
what are your hobbies?
Meat.
Do you
How
prepare
does that
meat?
pertinent to our job?
Yes.
What kind of meat?
Not living.
Okay.
That is generally preferable. But not too long dead either.
Do you have any questions for us?
Salty?
For the meat,
Yes.
just medium amounts.
Reaches into like the pack and pulls out like a small box. Sets it on the table.
I don't think we could take that since we're in an interview. It might be considered like a bribe. I'm sorry. Propriety.
I'm probably gonna have Kay need to make a willpower check.
Go ahead.
What stat is willpower on?
I would put this under wisdom.
Okay. They have an 8.
Kay's
To roll
head
out.
is up on the table and he's going looking towards the box.
That's a yes from Kay.
Can you cook non-meats?
Why?
Sometimes people eat vegetables.
Then yes.
Okay. Yeah, no.
Well, I don't have any more questions.
Yeah, no, like, I, hmm.
I'm good on questions.
Yeah, I think I'm done myself.
I go now?
Sure.
Yes, like, thank you for your time. Like, we will contact you later about the status of your employment.
Tartiku, thank you. And then they like crawl out of the chair and Gollum scuttle out of the room. With closing the door behind them.
Hey, maybe not the best secretary, but possibly a cook.
I like them.
I mean, not all of our employees have to be front-facing.
They did listen very well. I feel like there's room for them getting to know the job.
Yeah, I mean, we
Like
can't.
the only capacity that's like the only problem I see with them is that they like do not have much. I guess you could say physical decorum. They're
I
very
feel
much.
like
They
I'm gonna
go
kind of
ahead.
look at you like with the tilted head.
I would feel better sending the possible saboteur to the store to go shopping for us. But I feel like I would actually feel better with Tardy being the one cooking for us than the possible saboteur. Or Leah.
Yeah.
I feel like Leah really
Well,
wouldn't cook.
The door swings
well,
open. Cathal
I,
comes inside holding her hand, looks around, gets the bottle of booze, takes another sip, puts it down, is walks out, and a couple minutes later, a,
Cathal, could you put in an order for more wine? I think that we may need to get another bottle soon.
behind the book titled, which one was it? Financial Accounting and Reference. And then she goes back out and closes the door behind her.
Okay.
right. So I was like, no one new came in, right?
No, just Cathal came in holding her hand, grabbed the bottle, took a drink, and then left.
I
Okay.
feel like at the
All right,
end
all
we
right.
really need to talk to Cathal also about the choices.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
I mean, she's going
definitely
to
need
be
to
the
be taking.
prospective boss. She definitely needs input on this.
Yeah.
About,
These are going to be people she's working with regularly.
about 3 minutes later, the door opens and a relatively... Oh, we got max headroom again.
From who?
Oh, you went black and green again, but you're good. About 3 minutes after Cathal comes in, the door opens and a half elf looking gentleman. He's very sallow appearance with just like a very peach fuzz almost white yellow beard and a matching blonde hair comes in. He's wearing just like simple blue robes without like the silver piping that you would see in the Zoria Senate. And he has just like a medallion that's just a blank disc on it. He comes in and it's like, Noros Ashen Branch for consideration of the position. And he closes the door behind him.
Hello, and
Welcome. Could you repeat your last name again? Like I need
Ashen
to try to
Branch.
spell it. Like
Ashen
Branch. Okay. Yes. I got it. Yes. Sorry, that came out almost all at once, and I had difficulty distinguishing where your first name ended and the last name began. Thank you. So, like, previous job work experience,
Research.
for
research. All right. Like,
Money.
research on.
Various subjects.
How do you
So you
feel
say
about
you were
office
good at
work?
paperwork.
Office work is work. I do not mind paperwork.
all right.
I would assume in researching you're pretty diligent about note taking. Would you say that's correct?
I wouldn't say it's incorrect.
All right. Now, how are your like? How are you with people? Like, do you tend to work part of a group, or do you prefer like
People
being
tend to
by
get in the
yourself?
way.
Mhm. So, if you had a choice, you would rather avoid them, right?
Almost consistently.
Do you take direction on?
In the manner of asking me to do things, or in the manner of telling me to do things?
Let's say for each one.
you're paying.
Okay.
All right.
You're proficient with letter openers.
Yes, I'm very good at opening letters.
What would you do if 3 clients came in the door at once to make appointments?
Take their names, list the order of likely profit, and then rate the amount of time each individual would require to complete the task. If you prefer, I could make them come back at a later time.
Let's say that one of them was insistent and
Violently
being physical
or
about it.
ah,
Let's say, let's say that they were bordering on violence. Like, how would you handle that? Like,
I would offer the other 2 money to restrain and remove.
okay. It's like,
Plus, whoever managed to get him out could possibly get preferential treatment in the ordering.
right. Creative
So
thing.
would you say that you use money to solve most of your problems?
Isn't that the point of money?
I mean, I assume.
He's not wrong. It's like,
How would you describe your dream job?
Lots of books, very few people. And he's standing this entire time. He hasn't even moved to sit.
Would you like to sit down?
No.
Okay. Do you typically work standing up?
Yes, better for you.
How do you get along with dogs?
As well as I get along with anything else that is small and useful.
Are you upset by people talking to you with telepathy?
It's a little distracting when you're reading, but no.
Do you know any languages other than Common?
Several.
Could you give us some?
Elf, Sylvan, a smattering of Goblin, a little Draconic, some Infernal,
Now, be
Diabolic.
honest. Are you just adding those last ones because we expect you to keep talking, or do you know them?
I can speak in them. You're not saying anything, so I felt I should keep going.
all right.
Um,
How do you feel about inter-guild relationships? Sounds like more or less that we will be dealing with people of various guild types as well as guildless.
I mean, if they're not burning books, it's fine.
Let's go to that actually. Like, what happens if someone does try to, say, assault this place, maybe with fire or or any capacity, really? It's like,
Move the important documents to a secure location and then vacate the premise.
okay, yeah, no, that's actually interesting. I was like,
What happened at your last job that you're not working it any longer?
I finished.
do you have any questions for us?
Do you know the geomantic constant of the golden rune?
Would this be a
could I
history check
possibly
or
answer this?
Arcana
Yeah.
check?
That would be Arcana.
Okay.
I guess I should
You
make
know
that
what?
check.
For the hell of it. Oh my god. Oh my god.
So I got a 23 with the natural 20.
And I got an
Let's say that I got a natural 20 as well.
Y'all both y'all both know that that is not strictly speaking the foundational elements of magic, but more along the lines of this is basic information that is taught to first level. It's something that anyone who has picked up a magic book has seen at the beginning. It's the basic circle with the interspersed lines.
I relay this information.
You're,
It's like, yeah, I can, like, we pretty much go back and forth. Like,
I
you
had
mean
an
this?
8.
Yeah, that. And it's like,
oh, you've opened a book. Good.
you know, it's
Yeah.
like I'm gauging his reaction to what a goblin understanding this.
He's very blasé about it. Like, no strong
so
reaction either way.
I think this is another
Okay.
person that I'm gonna try to ask for some contact information, like a permanent address we can reach.
It's a permanent address, not really, but he does give you the location of a nearby library.
Okay, as long as we can reach you.
Sure.
What are the best hours of the day to find you studying there?
Well, I'm not there right now. So, not now?
Alright. I think that's everything for me. How about you two?
I don't really have any other questions.
Okay.
And so he kind of half bows a little bit and then walks out, the door closing it behind him.
Yeah, this is another one in the category of maybe not permanent employee, but definitely somebody to keep in the Rolodex.
Let's be fair. Let's be fair. He definitely is very much paperwork heavy and enjoys it. And it's like, so that might free up whoever we hire up might free up whoever we hire as a follow up. It's like
Yeah,
on
I
that
just
end.
definitely think we need somebody with good social skills for the second one if
Yeah.
we go with
It'd
him.
be a good compliment to Reeve, though, if Reeve was managing the room and he was doing the notes.
Yeah, I agree. I
Mhm.
definitely think he's a strong candidate. I think it's unfortunate Rail's not here, but I
Though he
feel
didn't-
like he and Rail would get along quite well.
He didn't ask for the job in the way Leah did. And I feel like that makes a little difference, too.
That said, it's like it's a shame out of character that we haven't been rolling insight on any of these people from the start.
I did on the first one, and he was being very honest about it. I didn't feel like I needed to so much on the others.
I like to think this is because we want to just actually have a full experience of interviewing.
Yeah.
Stivoni is like,
Also,
I'm
as of note,
experienced.
out of character, I don't think any of us are managers, so these may not be the best interviewing techniques.
Y'all are like owner operators.
Yeah, like we are at best that entire scene from Deadpool 2. Just threw out a thing on LinkedIn.
Pretty
just waiting
much
for
'cause-
someone to be like, "What are your powers?" It's like, I don't have it.
Yeah.
You're hired.
I'm pretty much what Cathal did was she went down to like the local borough's task board, posted seeking 2 employees, and then listed the address and nothing else. So yeah, she basically just threw up something on LinkedIn, and these are the people that showed up.
Okay. Anyways, I definitely think that he's a strong candidate.
All right.
It's definitely somebody we need to keep track of if we decide to go with 2 other people.
I think there's several of them that y'all are wanting to keep track of for one reason or another.
At least, well, 2 at least in my mind.
I assume
Like,
that our
some
office
are-
manager knows how to contact them, though. That's why I haven't been asking for any contacts.
Yeah.
In general, some we're keeping tabs on because they might be good candidates. Some we're keeping tabs on because they might assault us in the future. Because
At least if we get salt thrown at us, we know exactly what happened.
So the door opens. Cathal steps through. She holds the door open, and this a little bit taller than medium-sized goblin comes in. She's dressed in like just some basic street outfit clothes. You know, it's hot out. No one's wanting to walk around in heavy layers. She has piercings like up along each nostril, along the septum, along her ears, along the underside of the ears, down along her jawline, and there's like even 3 of them down her throat. She walks in, pulls back the chair, hops down, and says, "Hi, Daldra. How y'all doing today?"
Good. How about
All right.
yourself?
Oh,
So,
it is hot as
Miss
nuts.
Miss Dowdra, you'd say?
Daldra.
Alright.
Out of character, do goblins usually have last names?
Some?
Some, yeah. I was like,
Anyways,
they,
I don't think you ever asked Griggum.
yeah.
okay. It's just every time I've heard somebody playing Goblin, they always played one name, like Cher or something. Just out of
Usually
character, I
it's-
was wondering if that was like just they don't use last names or. Sorry.
Generally, most
Like,
goblins take
well-
on the name of their gang or squad.
Right.
Hi, Dasha.
Yeah.
Do you play any
Yeah.
musical instruments?
I play the flute.
Okay, like, what is it
Um,
with you people and asking about hobbies that have nothing to do with our job?
We're trying to get to know the candidate.
Alright, fine. I was like, anyway, he's like,
Do y'all need a minute?
previous job experience? He's like, no, we're fine. Previous job experience?
Slagfist, Bloodlaw, Shatter Gang,
On what capacity? He's like,
Facilitator.
of, like, goods, violence,
So
what?
you'd say you're good at problem solving.
I mean, I'm here.
Oh,
So do you facilitate the fighting part or the getting everyone grouped together part?
What needs to be done?
how good are
Alright,
you at
so-
paperwork?
It soaks up blood pretty good.
Alright. Languages?
Goblin and the common tongue.
Okay.
What would you say is your greatest strength?
I
And what
am-
would you?
Oh.
Sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, I'm at kneecap height for most people.
What would you say is your greatest weakness?
I'm at kneecap height for most people.
Yeah, no, really. That's pretty much the beginning and end of all strength for goblins.
If someone tried to come in to the back office without an appointment and you were in charge of making them have appointments, what would you do?
Am I allowed to bite them?
Probably
in
that would be
self-defense.
last case.
Oh. But that's it, right? Just the biting thing is a no?
No physical damage unless it's self-defense or you can make it look like self-defense.
It wouldn't be a problem then. They wouldn't go back there.
Okay. Just, hey, we don't make the rules, but just
Wait. Y'all don't?
He doesn't.
not the
He
laws at
doesn't.
least.
Oh, okay.
Just as long as you don't listen to him and you listen to the rest of us, you're fine.
Hey.
You're the boss.
No, she's not.
Anyway.
Anyways, so okay, so
So,
what would you-
all in all, you are and always have been guildless?
Yeah.
Alright, okay. Not a problem. Really. Let's see. Now, like, as you may or may not have noticed, this is a Boros built building. It's like,
Yeah, it looks
say
familiar.
it were to, like, say, like, it has been reworked and most of it has been reinforced. And considering the nature of the district, the building might like trouble might come looking for us as we're solving trouble itself. And like the place might come under assault. Like, what is your reaction to should that happen? Like,
Are we
is it
talking
fight?
like?
Is it flight?
Are we talking like one guy or like a whole bunch of people?
Let's say
Well,
a
if it
whole
was
bunch
one
of
person,
people.
it probably wouldn't be too much of an issue. If it were a bunch of people, like what would the situation be with you?
Slip into the crowd.
Like, okay, that's fair. Like, we're not asking you to risk your life on anything here.
That's
Again,
good.
we just wanted to get yeah. It's like, yeah, no. It's like this is just a building. It's like, yes, it costs money, but it's like all in all, as long as the people who run the place are still okay, like there's always a good chance of bouncing back. And if we're not here, then it minimizes the damage to the building itself. It's like because likely is that they're looking for us, or just want to leave something of a message.
Do you
So right,
understand the role of taking people's names and setting up appointment times for them to go to the back?
Well, I mean, you generally don't want to write stuff down. I mean, if you write something down, then someone else can read it, and then they're all like, "Oh, this person was here doing this with these people."
Well, we would want to write it down in this case, but when we're done with that part of it, you could turn that part of it in for us to file hard away somewhere or to get rid of, so that you don't have much evidence with you.
Gotcha.
Just the part where you're scheduling people and getting them in the right order. It's nice to have things written down, and you might need a day off and someone else might have to look at the schedule. Or you might have to work the back room or go get some food, and we want everyone to be able to work together.
Okay.
Would you say that you're good at taking direction? For example, if we were to give you a shopping list, do you think that you could be able to go about the city and get all the things on that shopping list as described, or would that be difficult?
And the money for the shopping list, but we would expect change back.
I'm sorry,
Correct,
I don't follow.
change back.
Okay, just to clarify, we're back to listening to him.
Oh,
he is
okay.
one of the company leaders. And he wants to know if you could go and shop for things on the list if you were handed money, and then bring us the things and the change back.
Yeah,
The correct
sure.
change.
okay, like so probably to put this into better terms, it's like more or less, it's like a job up front is like will be similar to that of being a bouncer, but
Oh,
more
okay.
papers
Yeah,
to
no, I
work
can
with.
do.
It's like
Oh.
yeah. It's like the thing is that you have to. The main thing is that you have to keep people up front there,
Mm-hmm.
and basically give us information as to why they're here. That's pretty much the beginning and end of it.
Oh, work in the back
There might
door.
be a few other things.
But the end goal is to get them inside if they're going to pay us the right amount of money and if it's their time.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Actually, he's correct, very much like a bouncer, being polite enough, but also
Don't
making
necessarily-
sure that
yeah.
they're not doing something that they shouldn't be doing.
Basically, you are to act as a filter for us. It's like
Yeah.
doesn't mean that you have to be physically strong to keep them out. It's like I mean, most of it.
It's like, when
Should
you
be
need
combat
to, like,
capable and
let the guy that's going to be dealing in the back for the underground card game.
But
Sure,
you got to
yeah,
make sure
kinda
he's
like
got all
that.
the money first for the
Right.
chips.
And make sure
That
that
kind of thing.
if he runs off with the money, that you prevent him from going out.
Okay, yeah, I can do that. I'm really good at that.
I bet you are. Any other hobbies, talents? Cooking.
I know how to stitch up a
Bartending.
cut.
Can you
Medical
cook
experience.
I mean, you put it on fire, and then once the fire goes out, you eat it.
Our method involves more water around the turnip, but I think we could We could work with that.
Okay. I mean, whatever floats your boat.
Okay.
I've asked all my questions.
Yeah. Do you have any questions for us?
No, you never ask the boss questions. That ends bad.
Okay, so here's one thing about if you do work
Don't
here.
complain
if
about
you-
malaria to the mosquito.
If you do have a question, please ask us. Like, if you're like, I don't know if that person should be coming in, please ask us.
I see.
You are allowed to ask questions here.
Uh-huh.
But like,
Given that,
if we're like,
do you
let
have any
that person
questions?
in, and you're like, should I let them in when they're concealing a dagger and they're holding it? Then that's the kind of question you ask us.
Okay.
You know, stuff that you're not sure if we noticed.
Yes, we are open to questions here, which may be a little bit of a change. I understand, but
Mm-hmm.
But if we're like,
So-
refill that wine, and you're like, why do you want more wine? That's probably not a good question.
Yeah.
sure.
Use your best judgment when it comes to these two. I don't like.
Okay.
So that being said, do you have any questions about us? What you would be doing?
Nope.
All right, but yeah, like, yeah. All in all, question the clients, not. I mean, question the bosses, not so much the clients.
Unless you need to.
We don't want to cause any trouble with clients, like, but we want to make sure we have our own eggs, our own ducks in a row. Like,
Well, change the question, like why they're here and stuff. But
Yeah, I feel like
I'm good.
okay, we're sending mixed messages here. Hang on, it's like,
Y'all are.
yeah, it's like, I apologize greatly.
I think that
we-
what you think is the
Explain
right
that
thing is probably correct.
There's
Just
one thing
letting you
I
know, you can feel
picked
free
up
to
on
ask
earlier.
us questions.
Look, I just don't want a free trip to the undersea ocean, the underground ocean.
Oh no.
Oh.
We're like,
Well,
yeah, no, we've like.
I mean, I may be able
I
to get
understand
you
your
to
concern.
Zonot if
You didn't
you
even
want
invite
to,
me.
but you didn't ask.
Busy.
Like,
There you go.
wow, like this really got out of control. Anyway, look. The point is that, like, we do want to look out for you as much as you doing your job for us. That much is going to be, like, and we are doing a troubleshooting agency, which means sometimes we have to make sure not to ask too many questions.
Right.
You understand that part, right? Right.
I
Yep.
think she
There's
very
some
much inherently
integral-
understands that.
Yeah, like, yes, it's like we're kind of like consider us freelance enforcers at times. It's like that's pretty much an
Got
easier
it.
way to look at it.
Got it. Don't talk to the
And you're the
Boros, don't
bouncer.
talk to the Azorius.
I mean, technically
Well,
speaking,
If
we
they
are
ask you
working for-
questions, say nothing
Yeah.
unnecessary.
yeah, it's like we are technically working with them, but it's like we again are freelance. It's like we will occasionally have to deal with them. It's like
Ingrid just
and
starts subtly
yes, the
walking
less
her
you,
to the
the
door.
less, yeah, it's like
She's
the
all like,
less you talk about it, the better.
bye!
Yeah, no,
Bye.
bye. It's like we'll contact you later. It's like if you get the job. It's like, wow, that was a mess.
Yeah, but all in
Yeah,
all,
all
I
in all,
kind of like her.
I will say,
I feel
now
like
that she's
definitely
gone, like,
one person should handle her training at a time, maybe,
yeah,
if it's her.
Yeah,
like,
we probably need to come up with a more.
I feel like Leah would just equally disregard all of us and come up with some average of what we're saying. I feel like our first candidate, Pan, would kind of take it all in measure. I think
do
our
think
half elf would mostly just read and ignore all of us except for the pertinent information. I think this candidate in particular, though, would be one where we would want to be careful to have maybe one person instructing her at a time.
that said, she does seem to have a good deal, I guess, practical experience. It's like,
Yeah, like at this point, honestly, she mentioned a lot of gangs. Okay, sorry, out of character. She mentioned a lot of games. Would I know that Grigum would be involved in such things at this point? Or no? Okay.
That's up to between you and Grigum.
I mean, would he have been
I don't feel like he's
forthright about
mentioned
that?
it around any of
Okay,
us.
so
Yeah, no, I haven't mentioned shit.
yeah. I mean, I
Again,
guess
I'm
out
trying
of
to
character, my
absolutely-
question would be: would you be kind of familiar with that sort of thing? But
like, let's say that out of character, I grew up guildless. I wasn't always part of the Selesnya enclave. Like,
yeah.
that's a free out of character tidbit.
Okay. Anyways, getting back, I think that she has good instincts. I think that that would be a good role of somebody who could handle. I don't remember if Leia spoke more languages, but I feel like she would be a little more of the persuasion that we want, where she would follow orders and also understand inherently how to do kind of some of the rougher aspects of.
Do you want to break them down person by person? And maybe have the office manager come in once we settle it down to 2?
Sure. I mean, like, off the bat, I kind of feel like.
I mean, the point is that we are trying to get 2 more.
Yeah.
1, I think.
Probably 1.
No, 2.
No,
Right?
It was like we needed 2 by the end of the day.
But Reeve is 1. And then the skilled
Right.
one, we don't get to
Oh.
pick.
She said she wanted 2. I was like,
Oh, out of character. Is that 2 in addition to Reeve?
No,
Or just
she doesn't know about Reeve. She didn't join y'all, and y'all never told her about Reeve.
Shoot. Okay, that's a little bit of a different calculus then.
goodness gracious.
I
I
kinda
thought we
feel like
took
our
care of that
first-
during downtime. Like,
I kind of feel like our first month, we could always hire 1 person extra if we wanted to try them out, just because it's not amazingly expensive to hire an unskilled person. So if we really can't decide, we could get someone to help with promotions and talking to people. I feel like that's an option we have.
Yeah,
Y'all
out of character.
definitely have the funds to be able to hire a person off the books, so to say. And
Yeah.
Reeve's
Okay.
whole thing was, if you hire me, I will stop running off to the Rakdos.
yeah. I was like,
How much would it cost to hire him?
Reeve, hiring him
Yeah.
off the books.
2 silver per workday?
Yeah, I was about to say it probably cost you somewhere in the neighborhood of 15 gold a month.
Okay.
But why would it be
That's-
15?
Hold on, my math may be bad.
And I thought we were saying like the days off weren't paid or whatever.
Again, hold on, my math may be off. Okay,
Yeah, because I
Yeah,
thought we
no,
were
it
going
should be
in with
30.
3 higher
Okay.
ones.
times 2. Yeah, sorry, my math was off. It would be 12 silver to hire him for a month.
Yeah. Done.
Okay.
Okay, so
No, that's not right either. Because it's 2 silver a day. If you're hiring him for a month.
Oh, right,
If he
sorry.
works 25 days, let's say 25 days, that's 5 gold.
Yeah, it's 12 silver a week to hire.
It'd be a little over 1 gold each.
Yeah, it'd be a gold and a half, a gold and 5 silver or so, I would say.
If we find 2 candidates we really like, we could take Reeve on 2, and then if someone doesn't work out, or if we expand later, or whatever, that would give us options.
the other thing is having one of the employees under us and not the guild may be a good idea. If that makes sense.
Well,
I mean,
Reeve is officially a member of the Rakdos. Like, he joined up, he's on their ledgers, they pay a tax every month for him as a member. His family just does not like that fact. And so hired people to, like, go and get him back.
Okay. Anyways, I feel like we should get 2 candidates and Reeve would be the best. Because I still kind of feel like getting two candidates and the manager that it would still possibly be. I just feel like there would be holes.
And our skilled worker, which we won't know yet.
Yeah, you can hire one intern at a time to do any function that y'all want. So if y'all have like, hey, we're going to have a banquet coming up, let's hire a intern to do our cooking for us, then your current intern would be dismissed and a new intern would be hired.
Yeah. Well, kind of honestly, my vote would be for Ashen Branch, the researcher, and the goblin. Deirdre, I think you said.
Daldra?
What was his name?
Daldra.
There was only one well, other than Grigum, there was only one goblin, Daldra.
What was Leah?
Leah Resu, she was the human female with the glamour weave earrings that left trails of fire behind her.
Okay.
Okay, so that was entirely illusion. Okay.
Yeah. The only thing about Leah is she seems like a serious loose cannon, whereas the goblin seems like they would be a little more controllable.
Like they're a purposeful cannon.
Yeah, like they seem like somebody that we could have just like running the office and like they won't start fires, whereas Leia seems like the type that would get mad and start fires.
I felt like they would need more training, and they would also possibly be biased to former contacts, but that was my initial read on it. So do we want to go by them one by one and just kind of...
Sure.
Yeah.
What, Grigum?
I was going to say, to be fair, her, from the sounds of it, her former contacts are pretty numerous, as is.
Yeah, and I feel like that would be... And that obviously, since I don't know Grigum has any contacts, I would feel like that would be a huge blind spot that would be covered by that. To have that as sort of an ambassador, because I'm assuming with my experience of hunting like monsters, I've had to act outside of like the official guild contacts and kind of understand how valuable being able to talk to those people would be. That's kind of my 2 cents.
Let's go through and we'll get back to her as the sixth one, I think, and that way we can continue that.
Certainly.
So our first one was nicely dressed, held himself well. He's applying under the type of job he's been doing before. Seemed fairly sincere about wanting the job. Seemed a little allegiance questionable at some points, but also looked like he would probably be the best person of the whole group to send on shopping trips. Any other assessments about him?
Apparently he's former, Orzov? So he probably is decent with money. He's
probably knows the general amounts and currencies really well.
Yeah. And first off, straight away, he
can help out.
Sorry. Go ahead.
Rolling the D2. Grigum, you go first.
Okay, I was going to say, probably would help out in the treasurer capacity as well, on some level.
I can see him as helping us with inventorying and restocking.
The thing is, though, that he probably would be the most likely to understand how much we're making and how much we're paying the employees, and how much probably this place might cost to keep it up and running. We'd have to be careful about our paychecks to people with that in mind.
He'd see what we're making here, but he wouldn't see what we make out on the road.
I just
out on
feel
the road
like
would probably be a different matter.
See, my worry is that I'm comparing him against Ashen Branch, because both of them are very money related, or money driven rather, and I feel like Ashen Branch, being a researcher, has a lot more experience and a lot more things to offer than him, and that's kind of why I want to say no.
I felt money driven on Ashen Branch was more money driven in the fact of he needs money to survive and keep breathing, and to stay moderately away from people in a home instead of on the streets, but not money driven otherwise.
Well, just like the fact that his first reaction is to pay people to help him. Like, he just seems to have something of a mercenary thing, but I kind of agree that I just feel like Pam could very easily be swayed to go against us without us knowing, and that all it takes is a bigger paycheck from somebody else, and could easily play the double agent, which I'm not.
He seems strangely sincere despite what he was saying. Also, he's the only one I rolled insight on. So,
and to be fair, like with how difficult he is to communicate with other people, that was a good choice to roll insight on.
Yeah. In any case, I think that he's a strong candidate. I just feel like since we're limited to 2, there were better ones.
I did feel like dress-wise, he would present a nice face for the company, though. Perhaps backing up Rail in that respect. So I think we all didn't particularly like Bree. She seemed like she was better at telling people to do things because she was bubbly, she's at the wrong stage.
She was very
for that.
much, she was very much at best middle management rather than either intern or upper management.
I don't think that's just the position we're looking for.
Yeah. I don't think she has any related.
She has
skills.
talents, but it's not any talent that we have a position for at the moment.
Yeah.
So Leah,
still too small. Yeah. Leah.
Very eager about wanting the job. I like that up front.
I just feel like I don't know about working with her from a day-to-day capacity.
Walking off with the decanter, that was a little bit against her.
Yeah. Like all in all, it feels like she wants the job, but she wants it her way.
Yeah, exactly, and that's why I think that it's good to have her as a contact. I think she could be useful. Yeah. I don't know about day-to-day employment.
Yeah, we definitely could involve her on a, paying her on a job-based capacity, like tailor, things to her sensibilities rather than forcing her sensibilities to work with our day-to-day stuff.
I felt like
definitely something to put on the back burner, but it's like
I felt like she was the one that would get along with Reeve the best, though, and you got to keep the office politics in mind,
Yeah, but for that point, would she get along with her boss? Well, which I feel like they're a little too similar in some respects to be.
Yeah, because at this point, it's like it feels like Reeve would end up doing a lot of the carrying in this capacity because he would not only have to deal with most of the paperwork and whatnot. It's like he would also have to mediate between the boss and her at the same time.
Well, not necessarily if we're getting someone else that's good with paperwork, like Ashen Branch,
Yeah, that's what I was kind of hoping is have Reeve take care of the front end, Ashen Branch take care of the back end, and have the manager being truly a manager where they're not necessarily directly, they're making sure that those 2 people are doing their job well and helping out in unusual situations, if that makes sense.
Leah would make a great bouncer up front.
Well, again, I think she has good skills. I just think there's a huge too much of a personality clash for long term. But again, could definitely be useful for as a contractor.
So how do we feel about Tardy?
He's useful as a cook, but I feel like he's a little bit limited.
I mean, he did good in the role playing. Like when you take into account he was considering y'all were in the other room and passed the note. I did not read the note. That might be something if we consider Tardy that we would want to go get and read from the waste bin to see what it actually said. I feel like both Tardy and our last candidate would take a lot of intensive training, though.
Yeah, but I just kind of feel like
Tardy, for the most part, has the mechanical part of this job down. Like, however, I don't think they have enough presence and presentation, I guess you could say. Like,
And I think there's definitely some communication issues.
Do we want to
Which
mark
could-
off Tardy then?
Yeah,
for now, like if we manage to somehow expand and get a bigger operation, probably bring them in, them a little more extra training, some sense of
yeah. I mean, we could buy meats and stuff from him, for sure.
Speaking of which, Kay is still trying to get to that box that Tardy left on the table.
Wait, didn't he?
I'll
Okay.
I'll peer into that box. And it's like,
There's like 6 strips of like really nice smelling jerky in there, like it's been chopped, shaped, formed, marinated, and dehydrated.
I mean,
hey, I actually kind of reach in and
Tastes okay. Little funny taste, but not bad.
you say funny, like haha funny or
It's kind of gamey.
ha ha ha, funny
yeah,
taste.
It's like wild animal gamey, not like.
we live in the same universe as the Rakdos cult. What do you expect me to say? They
Tell
have
me what a
circuses
hilarious
of
taste would
blood.
be.
It might be Reeve. You have to watch out for that.
Anyway,
So we
he
like
was a
Tardy as
wannabe.
maybe a cook.
yeah,
He was a
and,
wannabe and he failed at being a wannabe. So
like again, I wouldn't mind hiring him on for like catering, but I feel like as a overall office worker, that wouldn't be good. I feel like his talents would be better elsewhere, if that makes sense. I would definitely provide a good reference for him.
So Ashton Branch, I think we all have some favorable thoughts that way.
Yeah, again,
Um,
never allow him to work front end unless he absolutely has to, but he is a researcher, which I think is good.
be taking front end notes.
Yeah.
I mean, he would have to be front end to take the notes.
Well, I'm just saying that I think that he would be good as like a note taker, but I don't think that he should be the one interacting directly with the client, more as a scribe in that case, if that makes sense.
Well, I mean, that's what the person at the front desk would do, is take down their details and talk to them. Like, I mean, you could have someone else stand by the desk and him write down, maybe, but I feel like that would be less useful to us.
Again, well, mainly what I wanted him to do is just be basically back end, being the one that's like, okay, this is our inventory, this is our, you know what I mean, handling all the logistics and all the other things,
I
if
feel
that
like
makes
that's-
sense. Taking, like, have him being in the room when we're actually having conversations with the client, taking notes, like a
I feel like
stenographer.
the inventory and stuff is really going to be our office manager's domain, so I feel like that would be unfair to count for him.
Really, I was just hoping that the office manager would be the one managing those two.
Okay.
And that would be her job, rather than having to directly do all that. She would be overseeing it.
Do we have any concerns with him?
Mainly that he wouldn't work very good at. I would try to avoid having him directly talking to the client, if possible.
Are you not
But-
worried he's as bribable as the first person if it's a book?
I feel like that's why he is bribable. I just feel like he's less bribable than Pam. I think Pam, the first one. That's just my feeling. I don't have any empirical evidence to go with that.
And y'all like Delja?
Yeah, I feel like I agree with you that she needs some skills, but I feel like we have
She
a
has a
good
solid
foundation. Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. And I feel like we're going to have to deal with that element, and I think that she is very good at dealing with sort of the underside, the side that guilds typically don't want to deal with.
Unless they are a guild that deals with that regularly.
Well, rather on an official basis.
Yeah. But all in all, yeah, she definitely has good foundation. She needs to be trained a little more in the office space and headset.
Yeah, but again, I'm feeling that she would be more a bouncer type than necessarily like front desk. I mean, she could work the front desk. I'm just saying that in my mind, she would be doing that on like Reeves' day off type of thing.
So the last two are the ones that y'all would probably consider the most viable?
That's my
What was
opinion.
the other one?
Ashen Branch and our Goblin friend.
Yeah.
Are those the two y'all would consider?
I missed the first one. I missed the first one.
Ashen Branch?
The researcher.
Researcher. I don't know. It's like,
I feel like
I
you're biased
probably
toward researchers.
I feel like I should point out I may be a little biased in that assessment.
yes, you might. You
Just-
are fairly biased in that one.
Yeah,
like
I prefer the researcher. There may be reasons why.
Fairdeer may be missing rail already.
Yeah. Now here's the thing. I don't mind the researcher a lot. But I have a hard time understanding where we stand with him a lot of the times. Like, just talking to him just makes me feel like, okay, hello, hi.
I mean, he did seem casually condescending to us, which isn't the best thing you want in an intern.
It's hard to understand your position with them.
But I feel like I'm totally on a different page than y'all, because I would have probably gone with Pan for taking notes up front.
Who?
Or the first one, the one with the previously failed businesses.
Right. Yeah. No. That's the one. I'm with you on that one. I like him a bit better because he feels very multitasking. It's he's done a few jobs. He's definitely got his, what is it? He definitely has the experience, and we do understand that he pretty much sees this as mostly just yet another job. And if it goes under, well, then he just goes for another job. It's not like he's going to flat out betray anyone.
I feel like we have a researcher that already does paperwork, and that might be a little more overlap with Ashen Branch than maybe what we would want, since Rail would already do company documents and send them in.
Well, my idea was that Rail's not going to always be here.
So it's always going to be his duty.
Right, but he's going to be with us adventuring. So I thought the whole point was to get people that could take care of the business while we were away.
Right.
I mean, that was just my thought. But again, like I said, I may be biased, and in full disclosure, Pan would be my third.
We could always consider Pan and Ashen Branch, though. I did like us having maybe a bouncery type for one of our selections.
To me, it's either Pan or Ashen Branch, and the second one is the Goblin. Or possibly Leia. Yeah. But I think that having both would be too. I mean, again,
I feel like we could go really far with getting Leia's loyalty with an extra 2 silver a week for a gallon of ale and her not touching their the company rations.
At the same time,
I just think that there's way too many personality conflicts.
Yeah, and on top of that, I don't feel like someone that needs to drink to do their job is a good hire in either case. And it's it's fine if you do it recreationally. But we try to limit it. Instead of a 2-drink minimum, it's a 2-drink maximum in this case.
Okay, so you don't want somebody who, quote, needs to drink to do their job. Could you explain your speciality again?
Hey, let's pull in the office manager and talk to her a little bit about
Yeah.
the 3 we're looking at the most. We'll skip
Yeah.
Leia, and we'll talk to her about the other 3. Get her opinion too.
There's a difference here with me drinking. It's like, first and foremost,
It's
they're
me.
out and about. It's like, look. The difference is that I'm crazy.
So is she. But
So y'all are going to call
yes,
Cathalan?
but she.
yeah.
But the thing is, I have the freedom to be out and about to burn off that crazy. She's in a contained space.
The problem is that I think she also has that freedom, and that she would exercise that freedom, and that's kind of why I'm going for the goblin.
I think we've narrowed it down.
Yeah.
Let's bring in Cathal too, because she'll be working with these people a lot, and we should
Yeah.
probably tell her about Reeve while we're at it.
So,
Sure.
y'all bring in Cathal. She comes in. Her hand is wrapped in a bandage. And she's like, okay, so y'all come to a decision?
At this point, when I see the bandage wrap, I'm definitely gonna ask if she needs any healing or anything on that.
Oh, it's fine. That lizard man folk bit me.
Oh,
Okay, well, yeah.
Is
It'll
he
be good
still
to know
up
that
there?
No, they left. Everyone's gone. I
Okay.
sent everyone out
Okay.
after the goblin
Okay.
girl.
Alright.
so actually, let's just see like what her thoughts on the candidates are before we tell her anything. Sorry?
In character, be
Sir?
like, Cathal, what do you?
Yeah, Cathal, what are your opinions on the candidates?
She walks over to the
Yeah,
table, pulls out the chair that they've been interviewing in, and sits down. It's like, well, for the most part, a lot of them fall into like 2 different categories. You have the business-minded ones, the ones that are like, we will take care of what needs to be done and then go home and not carry it with us, which is what you need to keep from going insane in some of the more stressful jobs. And then you have the more rambunctious type that were more going to just let anything that happens slide off my back. I'm going to have a good time about it, and I'll be honest, that's the type that I tend to gravitate towards. I tend to be a little bit more brusque, you may have noticed.
Alright.
But I also, and she reaches into her coat pocket and pulls out a little book and sets it down on the table. I can definitely appreciate the use of good research. I would say, of them, Riverblood, she's a girl that she can do the job, but her experience with the job is more directing people than doing stuff. And Tartikuth, she holds up then, is an interesting person, but not nearly as sociable enough for this, from my impression.
Right. It's like,
We're not considering Leah at the time, that we might grab her for an errand or something. I think the other 3 are the ones we're considering the most.
like the thing is that with Leah, we were mostly concerned with her, like, I guess you could say, bombastic nature and being in an enclosed environment, along with alcohol.
Yeah, she's a little explosive, I got the impression. The little fire
Yeah,
trails fit her, though.
Yeah, but definitely
Right.
somebody good to have as a consultant at need.
Something we
I
want,
think.
like something we definitely want to hire for outside jobs.
No, I can definitely write down her information as a contractor. She's...
Oh, Fairdeer already took her information.
doing my
I hand
job.
her. Well,
You doing my
Um,
job? You want my job? She slides the notebook towards Faraday. Have fun with it.
I just suspected he was interested, actually.
Oh, well then give
Yeah.
me my goddamn book back.
I get back. I was actually going to say that while she's talking, I'm going to very much like kind of pour her a drink.
She checks to make sure it's not water, and then she'll take a sip.
Yeah, just kind of as a very much a gesture of appreciation, if that makes sense. But yeah.
So she takes a
Anyways.
second and looks over the table and is like, so the liquor decanter's almost empty and no one's touched the water. I'm going to go ahead and swap
No,
those around.
I've had plenty of water.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I had plenty of water between all the talking because I wanted to, like this. My character, like, I definitely wanted to be sober, and we were going to be doing a lot of talking. So I was like,
okay.
I definitely wanted my throat to be dry. I mean, not dry.
Ingrid will now pour water. She just didn't want to do her magic flavorings in front of any of the candidates.
So,
Yeah.
anyway, of the two I've discounted, Tartakuth is the one that's more likely, and she holds up the piece of paper that has, like, literally word for word what Ingrid said to her, and their responses written on it. Good penmanship, follows direction well, holds up the hand with the bite under the thing. Not a people person.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. And, like, we figured that much out. They have very much a good mechanical sense for the job, but not. Yeah.
The fine touch.
No. Yeah.
So you're looking at Pan, Noros, or Daldra, right?
Yeah. We figured Dowdra certainly has great foundation work with considering the area. I was like, and she just needs to be trained a little more in the, office head space. And it's like,
I mean, I can work with any of them. I would say getting Pan and Noros is doubling down, but honestly, getting Noros is doubling down on what Rail is supposed to be doing. She looks around like she's expecting Rail to have materialized out of thin air at some point.
Ingrid just glosses over that. She's like, yes, that's kind of what I was thinking too. I'm favoring Pan and Deldra.
Well, if you want, I can do a little research on them and find out some more information about their background now that we have a couple people. But if you've narrowed it down to those two, then I would say those are your best bets. This is who showed up when I put out the word.
Also, speaking of people that could help us out in any outside the office capacity, there was someone else that I had scouted out myself, like, before we started all this. I forgot what is his name again. Reeve?
Yeah, Reeve.
Yeah, Reeve. Yeah. Reeve, who, like, up to that point had been trying and failing to be part of the Rakdos cult, mostly because he seemed to be too, I don't know. I was like, he tried being a bartender, and he just made drinks that weren't killing people.
Yeah, well, that is pretty much like a requirement for the Rakdos.
But
We
nonetheless,
don't have...
he seemed...
Go on.
No, go ahead.
Oh, we don't have the budget for 3 people beyond, like, the intern periodically, but if you want to do them off the books, we can look into some stuff.
Yeah. All in all, he is a very adventurous sort. Definitely feels more like someone who would enjoy being on the field rather than being confined, like, a lot of the times consider.
You thinking a scout?
Tried to join the Rakdos. Like, certainly a scout. And, like, probably
someone grab us lunch too.
Yeah, gopher, maybe.
And again, he has been mentioned to be a good bartender. Good in our capacity rather than their capacity.
Let's be honest. What's any business without a little bit of nepotism?
That's our families.
Related to this man?
No.
I don't know.
No.
Honestly, I don't know.
Okay.
Fair dear, why wouldn't you know if you're related to someone?
That's a long story.
I mean, you seem more likely to be related to Lunch.
Were you really wild back about 16 years ago?
Just start calling it Callie.
I lift up my arm and like my tentacles kind of flail a little bit, and it's like,
Like you do one of those
probably
things.
more wild now.
You Zoidberg it a little.
Yeah.
Well, I was thinking more like how some people drum fingers on the tabletop. I was like, I figured
Yeah, that's
him
like
doing that and his
10
tentacles also joining in, like.
Faraday, are we going to have to watch out for little Faraday showing up here?
I will not take on any hiring decisions by myself.
I feel very relieved about that all of a sudden.
Oh, come on. I'm not gonna. I'm loyal to the party. The party is my life.
Well, that's not at all concerning to hear. Glad to
Out of
know what
character
kind of
start.
group I've ended up in.
Yeah, out of character. Like you probably should start making mementos to help you remember next time you have an amnesia hit.
So, y'all are thinking Pandravog and Daldra then?
Yeah, but I
Yeah.
think we probably want to keep the information of the researcher because, again, that may prove useful for a contract sort of job by job basis.
Okay, I'll definitely write them down in the notebook. She grabs her notebook and starts.
Yeah. Again, Reeve is partly, hey, he can be useful, and hey, if I don't like help him out, he's just going to right back to like trying to deal with the Rakdos again, huh?
I mean,
And
like,
really, like,
good caterers. Definitely
Yeah,
know their
yeah.
metals.
I mean, I feel like the
Like,
needs of a
again-
bartender and the needs of a secretary or a greeter are pretty common. They are able to handle customers. They can, write down orders, that sort of thing. I think there's some intersection.
Alright, well, get me the information for Reeve, and I will contact them and contact Pan and Daldra and start scheduling them.
all right, like, so you're okay with working with them? Like,
Y'all are paying me to be okay with working with them.
well, I know, but at the same time, we don't want anyone here at each other's throats. It's like,
Oh, pfft. I may pick a fight with them for fun, but that'll be about it.
Okay.
So usually, out of the employees, would you be the one staying here, or how is that usually handled?
I live here. Y'all can live here if y'all want.
I most certainly will be living here.
Let's see here. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, we got enough beds. So they can stay here too if they want. They'll take the room and board out of their check.
I figured that's up to y'all too. If y'all wanted to have the employees close by, or
Honestly, I feel like that would. I don't want to make any determinations of that. I want that to be up to them.
She opens her notebook and says, that would be Grigum, Faradir, Rail, and Pan in the male dorm, and me, you, Ingrid, and Daldra in the women's.
and I guess would Reeve would stay home because he has a family that's worried about him.
If Reeve is not on the books, then Reeve is not on the books. And she tucks her little notebook back into her jacket pocket. By the way, she is wearing a jacket and it is like 99 degrees outside.
I feel like at this point we get the impression that we don't question her on her choices.
Yeah, no, I figure it's probably like one military jackets that have, insignias or whatnot on them.
Yeah, only there's no insignias
more or
or
less
anything
for,
like that.
Yeah, like it was formerly worn for show and to be like, hey, we're affiliated or something like that. It was like almost kind of like how gangs work around here too.
It's got lots of pockets.
But do y'all
Yeah,
prefer
like,
them
it's-
on hand in case of like late night meetings employee-wise, or do you prefer your privacy more?
Again, I feel like I don't like hiring them and then saying, by the way, you have to live here. I kind of
They
feel like
wouldn't
that
have
should be
to.
their determination.
Oh.
Yeah.
Karja, thanks for hosting us. We just got our first host, guys.
Hi.
We really appreciate it.
awesome.
So, yeah, the ad that she put out was covered the basics, like seeking two employees to work at this location, residency and residency required, pay to be negotiated and within a set sum. So it basically was like throwing up a LinkedIn post, like we said earlier.
Okay, if it said residency required, then sure.
Yeah.
I mean,
Because living on site is going to be the equivalent of like a low lifestyle for y'all and for them, which is a big draw for their finances, which is why they're not going to be paid that much. So the majority of your 120 gold a month goes towards your expenses in supplies, maintaining your equipment, paying the rent on the location, and paying money to Cathal, which she then pays to the employees.
right.
And y'all can direct her to direct the hirelings to do stuff, but by default she'll be having at least one run the business and one promote the business.
Sounds reasonable.
Delja to run and Pan to promote?
That is, if that's what y'all want to direct her to do, then that is fine. And if y'all want to direct her to have certain specific tasks done, like say you want to have someone construct a giant statue in front, or put a task board in front of the building, or enchant the glass to have like actual floating neon letters display instead of just being painted on it, then she would hire someone to do that work.
I kind of want to reverse the promotion, and
Okay,
I kind of feel like Delja would be.
Goblin
Pan
promote
seems like,
and
yeah.
Panded to run. Okay.
Yeah.
You're going to
I feel
basically...
that
You're going to have Dalger going around and handing slips of papers that's like, hey, solve your problem. Hey, solve your problem. Hey, solve your problem.
I like to think all of us also will be having a bunch of business cards on hand. It's like,
I imagine Gregum's
like,
is like the front is like, you know, about like come to the second side agency, and then on the back, are you interested in Celeste?
Like Cathal actually has
look.
like a stack of small papers with the location, the second side agency logo, which is painted on the wall, and it's that book on the front of that book that y'all seen a couple times. I haven't been able to get uploaded because life, and like just it has space for your name if y'all want to write your name on it, and she passes like a stack of about 20 to each of y'all.
Yeah.
Because it comes with her secretariat, which I haven't come up with a actual formal sounding name for yet.
Sounds good.
All right, yeah,
definitely
no,
do like the necessary background checks on.
Yeah, like,
people.
I will follow them home.
And I'll put aside Reeves' monthly money for us to go chat with him later.
yeah.
And I need to talk to you afterwards, Gregum.
So, well,
Just continue that curly
Sure.
other conversation.
it's going to take me a day or two to snoop around in their trash and find out about them. But, yeah, I mean, y'all are officially open for business, so once I get them in here and working, just tell me if you want them to do something specific, or if you have a special project you need me to hire a contractor for. Otherwise, and she, like, looks around awkwardly for a second, grabs the decanter, walks over to the bookcase, picks out the one that she had mentioned, pulls it out, and flips open a little hidden valve stem on it, holds the book over it, and liquor pours out of the hidden flask in the book into the decanter. She closes, puts the book back, and puts the decanter on the table, and then heads back into the front part of the office.
Smart move.
It's also high up on the shelf.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
But yeah, I feel pretty confident in that.
Alright, so until she gets back to y'all with your employees, y'all are free to do what y'all are free to do.
Do we want to get our break in now, or?
Yeah, could we?
Yeah, I'm fine with taking, let's say, how do y'all feel about 10 minutes? 10 or 15, your call.
15, please.
Okay, we'll hey, chat, thanks for sticking with us. I hope y'all been enjoying us role-playing. We're going to take a 15-minute break. Oh, I didn't even notice that. Apparently, the person running the stuff asked who they would hire. So, hey, if you want to tell us which of the group y'all would have interviewees that y'all would have hired while we're gone, feel free.
You should have pulled the chat for questions. That would have been better than the shit we threw at them.
I feel like that went pretty well. So
yeah, no. It's like I had to think back to the many interviews I had myself, and some of them I had to modify for like, hey, we're in a rough part of town. If this happened, what would you do?
Wait,
Especially
that's an
if
wow.
place of business came under assault. Like, what would you do? Like, hey, I like that most of them would turn tail and run. It's like, that's okay. That's fine. Because
join the riot.
Yeah, it's like
that was Daldra's answer, yeah.
Like, I don't want anyone to hurt themselves. Like, I don't want anyone to stand up and just start trying defend the place with their life. It's a building.
Oh, I do like the researchers. The researcher got a lot of points with me of saying, okay, I'm going to grab all the sensitive documents first and then escape.
No, he said he would put the sensitive documents in a secure place and then leave. Not that he would take them with him.
Well, yeah, exactly.
No, you wouldn't take it with him. He'd probably put them in like the fireproof box and then just be like, I'm out of here.
Yeah.
Peace, bitches. All right, so let's go take a 15-minute break. Chat, thanks for sticking with us. We'll be back in about 15. Hope y'all been enjoying the game so far. Background music has been provided by Sirenscape. If you're watching this later, please like, subscribe, follow whichever options, whatever medium you're watching this on provides. We'll be back in 15.
Bye-bye.
Mike, and we are back. Hello, everyone. Sorry about that little break, but we are unfortunately still human, and so have to deal with human things like food and moving and blood. So much blood. So, where we left off, like 15 minutes ago, I don't know why I'm doing a summation of it, but I am. Y'all had decided that Pandravog and Daldra, Daldra. I need to start recording these phonetically. We're going to be your hires. Cathal basically said, okay, sure. And then said, I'll stalk these people for 2 days to let you know how things are going. And then left y'all to it. Whatever it may be.
So, Grigum, that note I passed you. That's someone that left a Simic job and actually works for the Selesnya now. Caretaker, nurse-ish medical assistant. Doesn't like to fight, will in a pinch, and seems to have found his resolve in helping patients that shouldn't necessarily be kept up, be released. So very proactive when his morals account for it. So I figured, that looks like maybe a possible person you would like. I don't know.
The Simic scientist?
I'm going to be sorry, out of character, because you started breaking up pretty badly through most of that. I understood there was someone that was formerly Simic and is looking to be Selesnya?
I just worked at a Simic office. And now they work at a Selesnya office.
And wants to be in a Selesnya office.
Not necessarily, but I think they're a good fit for you.
Say that again?
They don't they haven't said they want to be Selesnya, but I feel like they're a good fit for you if you're recruiting people. Kind of they're like a medical assistant type person. I feel like they're halfway there.
So you want me to interview him or something? I
don't know. He seems like he could use some guild support and some buddies. He lost all his prior co-workers, and
Okay, you just went completely silent.
I'm there.
And our GM is also silent.
Okay. Yeah, you were muted on that last one.
Hi. I think she may have hit mute on.
Okay, can y'all hear me now?
I can hear you. Can't see you.
I can hear you. I can't see you.
Yeah.
There we go.
Off the camera for some reason. Okay. So, basically she just said that the person got kicked out of their prior job for rescuing some patients that shouldn't necessarily have been there as Simic patients. Not necessarily a good fit for that, but they joined one of the Selesnya healing centers and are working there. And she feels like with their newfound activeness, they might be better in a guild capacity than just a job capacity.
So you're saying that I should give him a visit?
If you're trying to recruit people, he could be a lead for you.
Well, at the same time, he's already a Selesnya. No, he's still Simic.
What happened is Marlon. That's who the information is about. Is Marlon Duckirk. Was a guildless working for the Simic in Blackstorm Asylum as a guard and nurse. He was recently released and has been looking around to work for a Selesnya Enclave clinic or something along those lines, someplace where he can help heal and take care of people.
Okay. So he's still looking for a Selesnya place.
He is not officially joining any guild, and he does not seem looking like he's looking to, but he's looking to work with healing-focused guilds.
Okay, so where is he currently? Is he in this current district?
He resides within the Barrow Hill neighborhood, which is about a 10 square mile area where y'all are also set up, though not particularly close to y'all.
That said, are there any Selesnya places in this district, or should I be
the Apple Oak Monastery? That is on
Truth be told,
yeah.
I would think that a monastery would have a healing practice as well as a harming practice. But,
Yeah.
It would be a good place for him to start, and he could pick up some other skills along the way.
Yeah, I mean,
Since-
he's not
sorry.
necessarily looking to join a guild, he's just wanting a job.
I know.
But the Apolloke Monastery is the largest Selesnya enclave in the area. They have little pop-up clinics in parks where, like, they will do, like, healing children that are, like, get injured on playground, or, like, someone who's sick and can't go to an Orzhov,
Yeah.
or anything like that, yeah.
Yeah, no, I can definitely introduce him to the local Selesnya monastery and have be on a trial run, I guess you could say. Just let people know that, hey, he's looking to heal people. Like, he's not necessarily looking to join the guild yet, if at all. Like, but he definitely wants to help. It's like, and that should count for something.
My gut instinct is he's more proactive than just a job, but that's just my instinct. So that could totally ring false when he gets there with them.
Yeah, I definitely will meet and talk with him and see if we can work something out.
Can we go back to the Simic operation thing?
He worked for there. He lets patients out, and he doesn't work there anymore.
Okay, and can I roll a history check to know if I know what in the heck she's talking about?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead and make a history roll.
That's gonna be 19.
19. While not directly related to your clade, you do know that there are several laboratories interspersed throughout Ravnica, many of which are actually more directly related to the health and well-being of the citizens of Ravnica. What you're being told about several patients being let go from a asylum mental facility rings true with a couple of the local laboratories that you know of, where as opposed to the upwelling, which is more of the let's improve things that your clade is associated with, they are generally with the holdfast philosophy of fixing what we have now and helping and healing and avoiding going too far into the mad science range.
So, like, I guess I've just, like, kind of heard rumors about there being, but I don't know, like, specific facility names or anything like that.
You know, like, Ingrid, did you mention the doctor's name or the location name? Then you would have heard periodically about patients having been released sometime in the past, like 3 to 4 weeks. Not necessarily with approval of the lab director, but you haven't been contracted to locate or track any of them down because they are not part of the Guardian project or the hybridization that your upwelling philosophy relates to.
Okay, it sounds like a load of not my problem. Sorry, I just heard the word Simic and didn't mean to drop in on your conversation.
Yeah, I know. That's why I was trying to talk when you were gone earlier.
I was here the whole time. I give a sad look to Kay.
I passed him the original note while you were up changing clothes.
Kay kind of looks back and then looks at the little box of dried meat still on the table.
Probably gonna take one and give it to Kay.
He and goes under the table and lays down, chewing on it.
Give him scratches.
He is happy.
So is your dog gonna stay in your room?
think we already got all the shopping and stuff done.
We didn't, but is your dog going to stay in your room?
If y'all are done with doing stuff for today, y'all can basically just take 2 days downtime to relax and get some stuff done while waiting for Cathal to get back to y'all about your hirelings.
Yeah, I think we did all the shopping and stuff we needed during the 2-week period.
Okay.
Well, if we have a couple days, I mean, I guess I can go get my sacks that Rail forgot, but anyone have anything else? I already moved my stuff and locked it up in my office for now. I didn't really feel like setting a bed up yet, but
probably just go along with her to get the
and
sacks.
I think I'll go off and get her former Simic worker friend some connections with the Selesnya.
So you're going to go and get Marlin and take him down to the Apolok Monastery?
Mm-hmm.
Is anyone else going to go with you on that, or are you going to invite anyone with you on that?
I mean, Abigail.
Ingrid?
What's your character's name?
Ingrid.
Ingrid. Okay. Wow. I'm sorry. I don't know where I got Abigail from.
I will write that down for later.
Okay. Anyway, I probably would invite Ingrid because it's someone she knows.
I mean, we could take the Simic too. I just don't know how he'd react.
I would react fine. We just have to be careful about Kay and sunlight.
That's why he's got a cape on?
Yeah. Apparently we can't go out in sunlight. Direct sunlight. For more than 4 hours.
Do you want to do the shopping and I go with Grigum?
I don't know what you want. I don't think it takes 2 days to go shopping.
Okay, well, why don't you tag along and we can shop on the way back?
Sure.
Just stick to the shade while we're walking as much as we can.
Yeah,
I mean, I could get y'all there through the Undercity.
Going into the Undercity, traveling about half a mile under the earth to travel a quarter of a mile to where Marlin is. I love it.
I think that what the KP's good.
You want to give him some doggy goggles too?
We could probably take the subway to the monastery if it's far.
The monastery is at the southern end of the Barrow Hill neighborhood, so from Marlin's house it would be about a 5-mile walk. There are street carriages that you can take if you don't want to go into the underground Simic area. I mean, not underground Simic. Underground, is it trans-tubes? Transport tubes? That trans-tube sounds weird when I say it out loud. Anyway, there's above ground, think double-decker bus being pulled by 4 horses. For people that don't want to travel at subsonic speeds, or for people going from the Is-It substation to places that don't have an Is-It substation next to them. And those are like a copper to ride.
So I figure we'll walk to Marlin's first. Get a chance to see the neighborhood a bit.
Okay. So, it is Grigum and Ingrid, and Faradir is going shopping with Kay, as I'm understanding. All 3 of y'all are going?
Yes.
And y'all are kidnapping Marlin.
Yeah.
So, y'all...
we're going to ask him.
Y'all travel across, the neighborhood. It's about maybe a mile and a half. You're a couple blocks away from Marlin's apartment.
Is this going to be a regular thing that I'm going to help recruit someone and we're going to roll as a gang or something?
I know. I was wondering about that. It's y'all are rolling up on this poor guy.
Yeah.
Most of the Yeah, I was
No,
like, most
go.
of the recruiting for Selesnya is less, we are kidnapping you and making you join, and more, welcome to our family. But, I mean, if it works, right?
We could
I
do
mean, this is
both.
facilitating a job interview, right?
I mean, to be honest, being
Not with
cynic, I think this is
us.
the way that recruiting
Oh,
is
goodness.
to me.
So, it's about a mile, a couple blocks from where y'all are to Marlon's apartment. And in Ravnica, most of the buildings are fairly like two or three stories, with the ground floor being occupied by a shop or a business or a debt temple or something like that, with apartments above it that are leased out. So the ground floor of Marlon's apartment is a noodle shop named the Noble Noodle, and above it is like just two stories of apartment buildings. He is on the second story, the first apartment set. Y'all have no problem getting into there. There's like virtually no security. There's like a kind of old man at the desk wearing spectacles reading a novel. As y'all walk in, he looks up and then he looks back to his book. Ingrid leads the way to Marlon's apartment, and he opens the door. Yes. Oh, it's you, the girl.
Oh, yeah, hi. I heard you were looking around last time at the Celestia for a job. I brought someone that could maybe facilitate you an interview. And then she kind of like pushes Grigum to the front.
Oh, hello, little friend.
Are you muted?
Am I?
Yes, I am mutant.
Oh.
No.
You're mutant.
I forgot that.
Unclean.
Aww.
Alright, so it's like, yes, my name's Grigum. You're Marlin, right?
Yes, I am Marlon de Kirk. Used to be a orderly for the Blackstorm Asylum.
Right. I heard about what happened there. Anyway, that aside, I did in fact recently become I guess you could say, a vocal point for the Selesnya. I definitely could lead you to some of the places that could use your skill. Whether or not you want to join, that's entirely up to you. You definitely can work in a non-guild capacity.
I mean, I was just an orderly. I want to help people get better, but I don't have any skill with medicine or anything like that. I was hoping a couple of the pop-up clinics could use an extra hand or two.
Absolutely. And they can even teach you if you need to, or if you want to.
I mean, I won't say no. I picked up a little bit, but I mean, the asylum, most of my work involved restraining the patients prior to sessions with Dr. Cardot.
Yeah, no, that's perfectly fine. The Enclave definitely can use extra hands.
So is this something we're going to do now? I mean,
we can work out a time for you. All in all, if you want to go now, we can go now. I'm mostly here just to say that, hey, I'm here to help.
Oh, okay. I mean, I appreciate it, but I was just going to went to the next clinic that popped up in the local park and offered to help there. I mean, it does not pay well, but the apartment is my family's, so we don't have much in the way of expenses. I just wanted to be useful.
All right. Well, my door is open to you. So you need, if you need anything, just let me know.
Okay. He looks over at Ingrid. Did you send Cardot the letter?
I haven't got a response back yet. And she goes ahead and hands him a business card for their new location.
He looks
We actually are kind of nearby. I was just thinking you might get a good training opportunity, and we were passing by the shop, so I came to check in with you.
I see. Okay, well, I mean, I really appreciate it. I'm doing okay. It's hard to shake some of the dreams from working at that place, but, I mean, I got some of the people out of there that should have been out of there a long time ago, and that counts for something. How about you? You took that poor man after killing that monster that they drew out of him. Is he okay? Do you know what happened to him?
Last I saw, he was in good hands, but I strongly suspect he had abilities that would make it hard for me to recognize him again.
There was, he was never the same anytime. He always was different. They told me never open the door because, whoever is in there, even if it doesn't look like who was in there before, is supposed to be in there.
Well, I got him to someone for treatment, and I haven't heard anything bad. I'm afraid that's the best I can offer.
Okay, thank you. You inspired me to actively do more to help them. I could not kill any of their demons, their monsters, their madness, whatever it was that Cardot drew out of them, but I got them out, and I don't know what happened to the madnesses, but I got them out, and that has to count for something, I think.
She nods, and she slips him a gold in case he needs to take some extra time off to recuperate.
He kind of takes it, and he's like, I appreciate this, thank you. And he kind of goes back into the room, comes back a minute later with like a little packet of books, and says, here, meal vouchers for the Noble Noodle. They give them to everyone in the apartments.
Oh, thank you, Marlon. We might come by and say hi if we eat here.
So I'm usually here, or I am out at the clinics or helping my family.
And she waves bye and starts to head down the hall.
So, goodbye. Goodbye. Thank you for offering to help my little friend. I will keep you in mind when I go to the next clinic. He kind of looks over at Fairdeer a little bit and starts closing the door.
I give a wide smile and start like waving, and the tentacles are kind of waving a little bit too.
Huh? Shopping?
Sure.
Where y'all going? What y'all looking for? What y'all buying?
That's up to them. I'm done with what I was planning on.
I'm mostly looking for a general store. And then I don't know if you wanted to stop by and talk to Reeve, or if the office manager's going to handle that.
We have to do it because the office manager, it's off the books. So I think it's not the office manager's responsibility.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. But I just don't want to do this back to back, you know? You do your things first, and I'll deal with the whole reef thing after that. If we have time.
I'm just getting 2 sacks of dagger and paying 2 silver for a gallon of ale. So if that's something you want to generalize.
Well, let's see. The nearest place would be... The Coffee Bites, apparently. Which is a general goods store specializing in like coffee, teas, and stuff like that. They do have several ales, and when you ask for sacks, they kind of look at you for a second, then go in the back and bring out just like an empty coffee bag, like one of those like huge ones that you see coffee being shipped in, and you can just have it. We just throw them away.
Okay, did they have the dagger too, or do we need to go somewhere else for that? For that in the sacks?
I'll go get a coffee sack.
They give Faradir. They don't actually give it to Faradir. They set it down on the table and then they back a few feet away from Faradir. And it's dagger. Do you want short, long, curved, sharp edge, serrated, cooking, slicing, paring?
Short and sharp.
They nod and go walk along the shelves for a minute and bring back this nice little stiletto style dagger with like a little skull at the pommel. Will this do? They hand it over and it's like, a gold?
Sure.
And they take the gold coin and they put it in a coffer, and then they kind of like...
Was that the ale too, or do I go somewhere else for that?
Oh, they gave you that.
Okay.
Like, they gave you the bags. They gave you... It's not so much a gallon like a jug of ale. It's more like... You know in Canada how the milk comes in bags? It's kind of like that. It's a very soft container that's a little translucent, so you can see like the color and clarity of it. And they like, here.
Okay, I'll carefully put that in the backpack along with the sacks around to help pat it. That's my shopping done. Did you want accompaniment to Reeve, or do you want to go see him since he's your personal friend, or?
Wait, am I still with them? It's like,
I assume that you didn't just like walk off after they went outside the apartment. If you did,
I thought I would have. I thought I would have said that. Hey, I'm going to be doing this instead. Like, so have fun.
Oh, okay.
I don't have anything I'm going to pick up.
okay, so you basically like peaced out after y'all got out of the apartment, and you're going to go and see Reeve.
Yes.
All right. You're basically like saying, hey, here's the location. We're going to start business up in a day or two. Make sure to show up. Listen to the angry elf at the door.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, he's like, okay, sure. I mean, like, I don't have any performances or anything going on, so I'll be happy to. We're keeping the deal then, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Okay, it's been more than a couple weeks, but okay.
Yeah, sorry, it took a while to get a hold of things. We had a job before we could actually open the thing up, and boy, like that was a trip and a half, a real mind bender on that one. That said,
sounds like you went to a nightclub.
Less a nightclub and more like a enchanted keep. I say enchanted, but I mean more like in probably the cursed form rather than the ooh pretty. It's like, you know.
That's sounding a lot like a nightclub. Anyway, yeah.
All right.
I'll be there.
I was like, I forgot about that. I was like, yeah, no, don't worry. We'll have things for you to do. Don't worry about it. It's like, and you will be paid.
Hey, always have to be paid. I'll catch you in a day or two at the like. I'm assuming you give him like a card with the location or anything like that.
Oh yeah.
So, yeah. I'll let people know where I'm going.
Mm-hmm.
It was a good time at the bar, though. Thanks for having me.
Not a problem. I was like, I see talent in you. Just needs to be polished a little bit.
I'm glad someone does. So, listen, I got some knives heating on the stove, so I can't stay around too long because I don't want to start a fire just yet.
Yeah, no, get to it.
Alright, I'll catch you later. And he kind of like closes the door and he's like gives you a little wave as he goes. Unlike Marlin, Reeve actually has like a first floor, like in an actual tenant in a lower floor house, and there's Boros insignias near the area. This is very close to Sunhome. So you actually had to travel just outside of the Barwon Hill neighborhood to get to where Reeve lives.
Right, and it probably was a good idea for me to go my separate ways from everyone. Because that would have been a long trip and a long day. For everyone.
I mean, it's one of those. It's the easiest way to get to Reeves is to take the substation to the Thin Lioness neighborhood, the neighborhood where the Thin Lioness is, and then just like trek over to the Boros outpost, and then he's like not too far from there. So if you were walking, it would probably taken all day, but taking the Izzet substation, it was maybe 3 hours round trip. So if that's everything y'all are going to do, we're going to go ahead.
I think when they get back, I want to see if they want to liquidate any of the jewels or not for cash assets. So, guys, we still have these jewels. I didn't send Meryl on since didn't send Rail on since I was being trained to evaluate them. Do y'all want to liquidate any more assets or keep the jewels for non-monetary assets?
The settlement.
Griggum, did you want to liquidate the coins or keep a hold of them? Not coins, the jewels.
Mage, did we lose you? Nope, I can see you blinking. Can you hear me? Can everyone else hear me?
I hear you.
I can hear you.
Did we lose someone?
Okay, I just didn't think you could hear me. Can you hear me okay, Mage?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Why?
Okay, sorry. Ingrid was asking if you wanted to keep some of the coins that y'all located, or if y'all wanted
gems.
the gems, sorry. Keep some of the gems that y'all had located, or if y'all wanted to liquidate them.
I mean, at this point, that's a good question. I think, if anything, they probably could be processed into something that could sell at a higher value. Unless they already been processed into a good design, to begin with.
Definitely, if we picked our skilled worker to be someone that did jewel working, they could be processed. Have you thought anything about our skilled worker?
Me? No, not so much.
If you
that
want
said, considering considering the amount of money we probably are going to have to building up, actually, no, that's not the direction I wanted to go with this conversation. I feel that gems can hold a lot more value than coins themselves. So as they are, we can pretty much store them away a lot easier and sell them for later. And they'll be worth maybe a couple hundred a piece or so. I don't know what the gem exchange is in the system. Because at some point, it feels like... Actually, why don't we just sell them? Because at this point, we don't have a whole lot of money. The only time that we should be concerned about gems is if we have more coin than we have space. Gems would be a good way to shrink that space usage down. Right now, we don't have to worry about that.
Yeah, and right now I think all of our money is technically in the vaults, not on premise.
Yeah.
I can go around with someone to help sell them if y'all want. And maybe the last stage, we can set up our offices and sleeping areas.
So,
Yeah.
if you're looking to sell stuff, the last place that Rail and Fairdeer went to sell things was Odds and Spice, a general store and consignment location that's maybe 3 blocks away from where y'all's headquarters are. Fairdeer would be able to show you the way there fairly easily without you having to do much in the way of navigating. Or y'all can look for another place.
So I don't really know the local area too well. Did anyone want to pick a spot or go with me, or otherwise I'll just look around? Okay. So I guess I'm going to take Fairdeer, and did you want to go there or somewhere else?
I mean, that's the place I know, so I mean, might as well.
While we walk
What they say.
around, let's look for also any place that specializes in jewels.
If you're actively searching for a place, go ahead and make me an investigation roll to look for like a jeweler's. Otherwise, you're just probably going to head to Odds and Spice.
I guess to with advantage.
Alright, go ahead and make the roll. Oh, there we are.
19 with advantage.
19 with advantage. It takes a little while, but you find this little jeweler stand in the corner of a nearby strip center named the Pretty Cut. The only concern you may have is that in the lower right hand corner of the sign, the Orzhov guild signet is prominently displayed.
That's kind of to be expected for jewels, I would think, though. Ingrid's going to take Fairdeer by for one stop before she sells jewels. She's going to go buy some nice clothing.
From, like, the general consignment store, or?
Yeah.
Okay, so they have a range of outfit sets, not necessarily like off the rack clothes. Basically what you would do is you would say, like, I'd like something this style. They will take your measurements, and then they will tailor what they have on hand to your size and shape.
All right, that might not be the best for today anyway, then.
They
Okay.
have a fairly quick turnaround, they say. Sorry, I should be speaking in NPC. So, we can have the cut and sewing done in maybe a few hours, 3 at the most.
Okay, she's going to go ahead and get a set of the noble clothes.
She looks matronly, but she also doesn't look like she's more than maybe past her 30s. Kind of takes Ingrid back into the little back area and does like a quick this measuring circumferences, sizes, and stuff like that. And she nods. It's like, yeah, we have some stock fairly close to this. It'll take me about maybe 3 hours to get it all done up for you.
And she prefers like the riding style that has a little more mobility, and like the double like leggings or the split skirts and stuff.
Okay.
Just for notice on the outfit, she prefers the ones that look a little more like the horse riding style.
So you want to be more able to move around and flexible, less the ornate bustle.
Yes, just good fabrics.
Okay, I can do. And so after that stop at Odds and Spice,
I guess we go back and rest, and then we do the gyms later or tomorrow, depending.
I'm muted. So y'all can either take a break. It's getting kind of late in the evening. The sun's going to be setting soon. Most stores and businesses either start opening up around sunset, in the case of nightclubs and carnivals, and others start locking their doors and or putting up boards and chains, and depending on how close they are to nightclubs and carnivals. So y'all can head out if y'all want in the evening to go and visit the Pretty Cut. Was that what? Yeah, the Pretty Cut, or y'all can wait until the next day to go.
I'm good with waiting till the next day. I just it just seems like the kind of thing she would do in the background is go get something that she feels would make her argument look more legit.
And I'm assuming that you go back to pick up the clothes once they're finished. They have them done in like the 3 hours, and they charge you. Uh, what's the markup on that? They charge you about a gold and 5 silver.
So we're not doing the, or
Huh?
is that the price for the noble clothes here,
That's
or
the
we're not
price for
doing
the
noble?
noble. That's the price for the noble clothes.
1 gold, how much?
5 silver.
Okay, so they're a little cheaper than in other settings. That's
Yes.
cool.
Well, these are. She had them on stock, so she didn't have to go out and purchase them. And the tailoring is included in the cost, so this is more of a get it off of the shelf because this doesn't move very much situation. This is not a high-class fancy neighborhood.
Okay, yeah, I pick up the clothes and then we'll go back with that. With me dressed up a little bit better if I'm selling gems. I think that would be more appropriate.
Okay, so y'all wait for the next day. I'm assuming y'all spend the night at the agency. You end up bunking with Cathal, and she basically just stays up half the night, it seems, reading or writing in her notebook, because she is an elf, and elves don't sleep. And by the time you wake up, she's already out, and you assume stalking your future employees. Is there anyone you're taking with you to the Pretty Cut?
Probably still Fair Deer.
Okay, so Faradir and Ingrid are palling around at an Orzov-run jewelry store. So the Pretty Cut is not too far of a trip for y'all. So no real need to go through the travel montage of taking the subtram or riding the cart or whatever. Y'all arrive there in early-ish morning still. There's some people that are having breakfast on the street, just like take away from roadside windows. The storefront for the Pretty Cut is just a basic um, window and door setup with a couple gems displayed on neck pieces and stuff. A few of the neck pieces are shown blank, and you can see through the window that there is a gentleman taking out pieces of jewelry and placing them on like the standees before going and placing them in the window. You get the impression that they remove everything from the window after they close down, and when they open back up, they put it back out.
Good eve, gent. Have you a moment to look at some wares? I was thinking one such skilled in knowing gems might be able to handle a few tidbits we have.
The gentleman behind the counter, he stops putting the jewelry and gems on the little figure and looks up. He's mid-aged for a human. A few laugh lines under the eyes, down in the cheeks. His hair is cropped very close and has some salt and peppering along one side of it. He's all, yes, please come in. Are you looking to buy or sell?
Well, sell at the moment. And she first puts out the lower gems worth about 10 gold each and kind of sets them out on the counter to see what his initial reaction is.
He looks them over, picks up a little one of those little monocles and holds up a couple of them. Looks at it. I mean, they're nice. They're not exceptional pieces, but I mean, I would give you, say, 7 gold for each of them.
I think there may be a little bit more than that, but I admit they're not our best stock. And she gets out a little pouch and pulls it out of her robes, and she puts a few more down of the other quality.
The 50 gold ones?
Yeah.
Okay, so he kind of like hand sweeps the the ones that he offered y'all 7 gold for into a pile, and then he starts picking up and looking at the other gems under the little thing. These are nicer quality. The workmanship is a little basic on them. I would say 45 gold each.
I was thinking more 8 and 48, but
Go ahead and make a persuasion roll.
are you helping any fair deer? Pet quality, clarity. If you want to make any comments.
The problem is that this is so beyond Faradeer's like wheelhouse that I don't know if like I would like as a player I would like to give you advantage. I just don't think that I would have anything to contribute.
That's okay. I rolled a natural 20.
I mean, it's
Awesome.
like you could. Okay.
Plus 3 on persuasion.
He looks at looks up at you. I'll tell. Wait a minute. No, I'm not. I'll tell you what. Are you going to be bringing me goods like this frequently?
I can. I would hope to. You're my only contact on them.
I'll tell you what. I will go ahead and say 7 for the lesser gems still, but 47 for these. And you have to guarantee me to bring another round in a few weeks.
I think I can do that. And so she'll settle on that, and they'll count out and test the coins and stuff.
He goes in the back and he brings out this pale like safe. It's like a large, round, heavy thing. He's carrying it with both hands. He sets it down on the top of the counter. He takes off a small knife and he cuts his thumb open and presses it to the top, and there's like a hissing sound as the top shrinks down just a little, and he quickly grabs and pulls it out. He's like, okay, security. Sets the top down and he starts counting out coins. He stacks each set of coins, mostly platinum for the more expensive ones, next to each gem in turn, and then gold to finish it off, and then a stack of gold next to each of the lesser gems, so that each gem has their own pile of value next to it to make it very clear how much each of them is being paid for it.
Okay, so 400 gold worth will be in platinum, so it'd be 40 platinum, and then 105 gold.
Yep.
Yeah, and Ingrid thanks him for the business, and as she leaves, she adopts the kind of head down, hands together posture that she's seen a lot of people that walk around the Orzhov use, and heads out the door, just waiting for Ferdinand to follow her.
Then I give like a bow.
He kind of looks and then kind of nods to Ingrid on her way out, and so may the balance sheets always go in your favor.
Ingrid's kind of already moved out the door, so she just kind of nods back towards him, but doesn't really look back that way.
Alright, so is there anything else y'all want to do today while Cathal is stalking your employees before giving them the job offer?
Probably need to get that gold to the vaults and off of our person, and not just be walking around with that kind of money on us.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, y'all basically went into a Orzhov run thing and then came out later. In fact, 1 second. Go ahead and both of y'all make me a perception roll.
And Watcher?
Sure.
Okay.
Watcher got 18. My other dice stopped, so I'm not sure if I should count it, but mine's 6 if it counts.
Okay.
22.
Faraday, you are very paranoid and so used to looking over your shoulder. Ingrid, Watcher gives you like a mental ping. As y'all are walking, you'll notice this kind of larger looking, heavy bodied gentleman with like a scar across his face approaching y'all from behind. Y'all see him, but he's not running at y'all or anything like that. He's just approaching calmly, but he's walking fast enough that he'll catch up with you pretty quick.
First thing I do is I adjust the money down to my secret pocket that my adventuring pants have. And then I go ahead and I put Armor of Agathis on me.
Okay.
For
Isn't that an incredibly visible spell?
Yeah, basically, in this case, her breath for a moment becomes like cold, like, you know, that whole a ghost just passed through me, the temperature drops and my breath is visible. But as she's breathing out, it kind of cakes to her a little.
It's not extremely visible, but it's the kind of thing someone might notice.
Faraday, are you doing anything?
So this guy's following us, right?
He's walking up behind you at like a good clip. Y'all are moving at like your normal speed. He is like the equivalent of dashing.
Okay.
He's not running, he's just moving quickly.
I'm going to keep I'm gonna kind of keep him in my peripheral vision. If he comes like still like by us, okay. I guess my first question is there any alleyways or anything?
There's a few alleyways like on along the side that y'all are walking on. There's a couple along the other side of the street as well. I mean, basically any space between two buildings is an alleyway and is generally used by the populace to move from street to street or block to block or into like the little cul-de-sac almost spaces between buildings.
I'm probably gonna tap her on the shoulder and motion to an alleyway for us to like get behind.
Wouldn't you rather try to get something more public, like a carriage, or stay on public streets?
Yeah, I guess
rather
that's
than
true.
maybe run into his car or something, possibly.
Are there carriages?
There are a couple. They're moving pretty quick. There's not really like a stop point. Generally, you find carriages and the double-decker horse-drawn things that I can't remember the name. The horse carts around the substations where they can pick up people who have gotten like dropped off at a substation and take them to the nearby locales, or go to specific set places where like taxi cab pickup here, like at airports and stuff.
Yeah, so I guess my question is, can I flag them down like a taxi, or do they run more like a bus?
They run more like a bus.
Okay. Are we close to any stops?
I mean, you could make a quick jaunt to one of the substations nearby. Y'all aren't too far from your place of business. I want to say like 3 or 4 blocks.
Yes.
I use prestidigitation to whistle towards one of them.
Okay. As you're doing the arcane signals and as Faraday is looking around, that like that little I can't whistle sound kind of breaks the general hubbub of the location. The guy comes up behind you, puts a hand on Faraday's shoulder and says, "Hey, friend, if y'all are carrying a lot after just coming out of there, we offer protection services."
I think we're good, thank you.
You sure? I mean, this can be a little bit of a rough neighborhood sometimes. Or is our protections the best you can hire?
Thank you, but
my Simic guard is my protection, she says, and looks at him archly.
He kind of looks Faraday over because he's holding his shoulder. You sure he's protection, not dinner?
He's well armed.
Oh, I like you. I like you. Okay. He pats Faraday pretty roughly on the shoulder and is, next time you come on the Orzhov area, and you don't have him with me, seek us out. I mean, better safe than sorry. Kind of.
If I come alone shopping, I have more problems than just that, don't I?
Everyone has problems. He gives Faraday's shoulder like one more rough shake, and then turns around and heads back towards where he was loitering around at the corner of the gym shop.
Quick pocket check.
Go ahead and make a investigation roll, I guess.
$14.
Yeah, nothing's missing.
Did we get the stop?
Like you made that whistle sound, and like a couple people turned to look at you, but not really. Like a carriage slowed, but they saw you were talking to someone, and then they sped off.
Well, let's take a roundabout way home slightly,
Sure.
so we don't head directly there. Since you know, locks are good, but they're not great.
Yeah, I'm just as note. I'm gonna be on one side of her, and Kay's gonna be on the other.
Okay.
And I'm like fully doing like the bodyguard. Like that's why I didn't do anything on the when she was negotiating, is because basically since she's dressed up real nice, I figure my role is bodyguard. So I'm just kind of standing there with my arms crossed, like not saying anything like a bodyguard would.
Griggum, quick question. While they're out doing this stuff, are you at?
Yes.
While they're out doing this stuff, are you at the headquarters?
That's a good question. I think I probably would make a quick stop by the local monastery, get some, I guess, personal training in before heading. It's like taking a quick trip to the gym before heading home, kind of thing.
So you kind of head down to the southern end of the neighborhood to stop in at Apple Oak. Then, so okay. You basically can do a little training time under the supervision of Galoris, the Bound Dryad. Fairdeer, Ingrid. I'm missing Rail a little, I think. We all are. Who misses Rail? Wave your hand. Aw. Come back soon, Meryl. Anyway, as y'all approach, there is a little, maybe foot-tall figure buzzing in circles around the door, holding with like these two large heavy metal gauntlets on its hands, and it's just circling the doing like a tight aerial circle about maybe 4 feet up in front of the doorway, like almost like someone's pacing.
Was it like bug-like, or was it like statuesque like?
It's like a foot tall, looks relatively human. It actually has very like almost elf-like features. Very short cropped, almost buzz cut black hair, with dragonfly-ish wings you can spot while it's moving. But it's got these like heavy, huge, like the gauntlets have to weigh as much as the whole body does on. And the wings are working overtime to keep it afloat.
To ask, can we help this person?
Okay, go ahead and ask.
Can I help you?
Stops the little circling stuff. Are y'all open? Is this you?
Yes.
Excellent, excellent. Can we come in? I don't want to talk on the street. My boss is
open the door and like motion.
like bzzz, into the lobby waiting room. So your door was locked. I couldn't get in.
We were out for lunch.
It's like not even past. Okay. Anyway, hi. Are you following them in, Ingrid?
Yeah. I'm gonna. So the guest book is over there on the counter. Let's just get you signed in.
It kind of buzzes over there and like picks up the pin in like the huge metal gauntlet and scribbles Spanner just like across the sheet. And it's like, okay, can I hire you now? I need help.
What would you like help with?
My boss, hi, I'm Spanner. I work for the Laboratory of Metallurgy. Um, uh, yeah, I work for a Laboratory of Metallurgy, and I have a slight problem and a slight opportunity, and some stuff that needs to be done.
What kind of stuff?
I can't talk too much. It's like Master Kempster Grox doesn't want people to get word out too much because then people panic and then they're all like, stop doing that. Why are things on fire? Why is the water in my faucet attacking me?
So, is it based problem and a general opportunity?
Yeah, and like you can, now that you're getting a close look at him, you can see that his gauntlets are these like, it's not gold, it's not brass, it's that kind of orangey metal that many inventions have, with little bulbs along the length of it, each of which has like little lightning bolts crackling around inside. So yeah. Listen, so like I can't tell you too much about it because if I tell you too much about it and you don't do it, then I get in trouble. So you have to agree to do it before I can tell you too much about it. Is it both of y'all, or do y'all have more people? I don't want to explain this more than once.
We have more people, but I'm taking notes. So, but unfortunately, we can't give you. I kind of looked at Ingrid. I think we want to have a group confirmation before we say yes or no. But if we could just get some generalities.
Okay.
We obviously respect.
And general pay
secrecy.
amounts too.
Okay. I don't carry money because money is bigger than me.
That's fair.
But I will pay you 250 gold, half up front, half after, if you finish the job, to go places and check for things.
Could you give us a general time frame?
Sooner's better than later.
Okay.
She whispers over to Fairdeer. Do you know where Griggum went?
I wouldn't in character, would I?
Well, we only know one place to look for him because he was talking about that being the local Silencia one, or a bar. So, I mean, we know two places to look for him. It's a bit out of the way. So.
Okay, look. If y'all have more people, that's okay, because the more people, the faster and the easier and the better and the less likely people will yell at me. So, will you take the job? I can tell you about it if you'll tell me you'll take the job.
I think pending too much unknown trouble, we're pretty good with taking the job.
Okay, so here's what's going on. Now, keep this under your hat, because if it gets out from under your hat, then people will get all angry and yelly and like, please stop doing this. We use weirds in the Laboratory of Metallurgy to cool things and shape things and move things and because they're really useful. They soak up energy and then they either explode or they split, so you could double your workforce with a good experiment. But a couple of them may have gotten into the water grid, and we need to not have them in the water grid, because people use the water grid, and then the water grid attacks them, and then I get yelled at because I was supposed to keep the things out of the water grid, but they got into the water grid anyway because I was in the middle of experimenting with something.
Okay, do we have an exact count?
The problem is that they multiply when exposed to certain energies, or too much energy, or you leave them alone for long enough, or you don't leave them alone for long enough, or you look at them.
Okay.
Is there a way to differentiate the ones from your lab from any others?
Yes. That's the thing I wanted to have y'all do, because I have this invention and it's neat. You plug it into the water grid's junction box, and it takes a sample of the water grid, and if it detects a weird, it pulls it out, and then the weird isn't in the water grid anymore. It's out of the water grid, and you won't get yelled at about it being in the water grid.
Do you have some sort of map or anything like that of the water grid?
I have. Well, I mean, not on me because again, you people are big and I am small, and these gauntlets are really heavy. But they say I need to keep the gauntlets on for when I'm handling the really molten stuff, because the molten stuff.
Yes.
Yeah. Anyway, if y'all don't have to do it today. Just the sooner the better. If you can get your team together and come to the laboratory of metallurgy, we're at the northern end of this neighborhood. I think this neighborhood. I don't know where I am. Hi, I'm Ratchet. Wait, no, I'm not Ratchet. I'm a Ratchet Fairy. I'm Spanner. I work for the. Oh, hi. He holds out his hand. It's like, Spanner, Ratchet Fairy, independent researcher at the Is It League. I work for Master Kimster Groggets.
Third here. Simic researcher for the Guardian Project.
Yeah, that tracks.
Hi, I'm Ingrid Corvidae, and we're gonna go track down our member, and then how can we get in touch with you?
Just come to the laboratory of metallurgy. It's at the northern end of this neighborhood, where near Nick's Guild Hall. Just go hey, we're Spanner's friends. We're meeting him for lunch, and then they won't know that I let out maybe 9 or 10 weirds into the water grid by accident.
No, I can sympathize with that.
Okay, so I'll meet y'all at the laboratory around lunchtime, and I'll get my invention put together, because I need to actually put it together. It'll work. I'm fairly sure it'll work. I just have to put it together, and then give it to y'all, and I will tell y'all where to go to check the junction boxes that you need to check, and then yeah, okay.
Is there any way you can make multiples of this invention?
No.
Okay.
I mean, I could given enough time, but this is kind of time sensitive because of the whole someone turning on their faucet and being attacked by something coming out of it.
Understood. Was just thinking that possibly we could divide and conquer, but
well,
unfortunately that's not a...
I mean, if there's more of you, I really recommend more of you, just because, weirds are weird and they're not always friendly, but I won't worry too much about it. I mean, they're just water-based creatures that you're going to be pulling out of the water grid with a machine. It'll be fine. So
Ingrid's taking a short rest and getting some food while waiting for Gurgum to get back, and stashing the money in one of the locked offices, probably hers.
But we're not stashing the money. I thought we never did put it to the vaults, did we?
We don't have the item to do that yet.
Oh.
The vault at this point is Ingrid's office.
Yeah.
Okay.
She literally has a desk of coins at this point.
That's when the Hordes Master from Acquisition Inc. levels up to the next one. Then there's a vault and it can go to it, but we're not there yet.
For some reason, I was thinking we had the equivalent of a bank account in the Azorius or something.
That would not be the banking guild.
Yeah, no, you could set up a bank account with the Orzhov.
You could.
The Office of the Guild Pack will allow you to store funds and materials in a vault at their location, but until you have a means of delivering things there, it's on premise.
Okay. Gotcha.
But this is no more dangerous than having the gems like we had before. And that's why I wanted the extra locks, because then we've got the lock on the office, the lock on the conference room, and the lock on the front door.
All right.
So
And Cathal's
That's fine.
around there more often than not. She's off stalking people right now, but when she finishes that and goes
That's
like,
her want.
it's like, "Hi, I got a job for you," then she'll go back there.
Okay. Alright, I mean, we're almost at time.
Short break, wait for Griggum.
That's
Yeah,
not your
so-
call. That's my call to make. We're going till
I meant
3
we're
now.
on a short rest.
No,
Oh,
I
wait
was
for
talking to
Griggum.
Fear. I was talking to Tux. Tux was all like,
Oh
"We're
yeah,
almost
Tex
done."
can't call.
I was like, "Nope, now we have to do it for another 2 hours. I hope you're happy."
Oh, we gotta get Griggum and meet Spanner.
Okay, so I assume that at some point after Galoris watches a living tree beat up Griggum, Griggum makes his way back to the office. You got like a twig and some leaves sticking out of your clothes, but yeah, it doesn't even get people blinking on the subtram.
You're mute. The mage.
I was trying to be quiet for most of it. I probably was practicing the whole drinking thing as well, so I'm probably smell of alcohol and look like I got beaten up by a tree, which, hey, it'd probably be more likely that people think I fell out of a tree while drinking.
Oh, Ingrid's gonna change out of her noble clothes for this trip because it sounds like it could get messy.
Yep.
Yeah.
So when Griggum arrives, who is telling him about Spanner?
Probably Ingrid.
Possible work stop by while you were out. We don't have a secretary yet, so I had to take notes in the guest book.
Could you repeat that?
You want to work for a manic pixie who wants to pull water spirits out of water using mechanical lizard devices? I thought you might say yes, so I tentatively signed us up.
There was nothing tentative about it, by the way. It was
like,
a firm
I think-
yes.
You know what? I was like, yes. We just started. We finally got a job. Like, and we're just extracting water things. Water. That doesn't sound so bad.
Sure.
So we meet him at the north around lunchtime if you want to grab the subway with us.
Yeah. Why not?
Oh, also we made 500 gold off our previous gems and I stashed it. Just to keep you in the loop.
Are you okay?
Yeah. No, I'm fine.
You have tree bits.
Yeah, no, I just had some practice against a tree.
Who won?
Ingrid covertly fills her little flask up with some of the ale because she feels like she might need to give it to Griggum later. And then she gets ready to head out.
You see any bruises on me, kid?
Just branches. That means the other guy lost some, right?
I count that as a win.
Well, there you go.
Alright, so, y'all are heading out, taking the Is It subtram to the northern end of the neighborhood. Down the subtram, there's the typical book goblin sellers, as well as, for those of y'all who haven't been here before, there is a franchise named Book Goblin, which exclusively hires goblins to sell books to people taking the Is It subtram. Your recent experience with a Ratchet Fairy may color your perception of taking this subtram, but still, subtram trip to the north, y'all arrive in the shadow of the Nyx Guildhall. Crackling lightning of blue and red energy shoots through the air from the spire at the top of it, while its shadow casts a relatively nice and cool area that gives you a bit of a break from the relatively high heat of the summer months. And we will pick up here next week. I hope everyone has been enjoying this. If you're not following us right now, please follow us on, well, that sounds creepy when I say please follow us after I've been talking about Cathal stalking people. Follow
It's a
us.
theme
Follow
we've
us
got
for more
going.
stalking.
Yeah. I endorse digital. Wait, no. I almost got myself in trouble. Follow us on Twitch. And if you're watching this later on YouTube, subscribe to us on YouTube and like this video, please. Honestly, even if you don't want to do that, show us to a friend. Please. The more people watching,
Yes.
the better. Honestly, I crave your attention. I am a DM.
Or like show us to the weird eccentric people that hang around the corners of the room and no one's talking to them at the time. Show us to them.
Or tell them that the show now features a manic hyper-engineer pixie.
That was the
Nizium.
I think most of us, when we did the flowchart, showed up as being is it or tangent to is it, so I have been looking very much forward to bringing Spanner in, and I am so excited for this.
Banner, yeah, nice. It's like, also, I really wish I was there when she showed up because, boy, there were some comments about this thing that I really want in character slap companions about asking questions for.
I mean, I have all the notes from the conversation drawn under a literal hat.
I just
So I showed you the full notes from it, and we're about to go see Spanner again.
I mean, you're going to get to meet Spanner face to face and get to see Spanner's latest invention. To those of you who did not know, there are fairies in Ravnica, and while you would think, oh, hey, yes, Lesnia Conclave. No. Is it?
You are not familiar with fairies, period. Like, if you think that they would be purely Selesnya Enclave.
No. It's like, I
Like,
wonder how
One
well...
or two of the bigger ones, yes. It's like, the tiny one? Fuck no.
It's like, if I put enough power into this, it might explode, or it might work. We will find out.
Both are positive.
It's that is very much the is it philosophy, is as long as you learn something and you write it down. Because head trauma can cause you to forget things. Alright guys, it has been fun. I am exhausted because that was the most NPCs I've run in a long time. I'm glad you all liked the interviews.
Absolutely.
I honestly was like, oh, I hope they pick Tardy. But I didn't expect it. But Tardy was the one I had the most fun playing. But I enjoyed all of them.
We definitely want to see more of Tardy. Like,
Yeah.
just didn't
Y'all are
think
going to see more of Tardy whether y'all want to or not.
Yeah. It's like, but all in all, we just didn't feel that they were a perfect fit for what we were looking for.
Or a fit.
In a standard adventuring campaign where you're going through the woods and you're, fighting monsters and needing to make jerky and stuff, they would be great. Manage the campfire. They just didn't quite feel as Ravnica office-y.
But no, I had fun with all the NPCs. But I was like, oh, I want to speed through this to get to Spanner. But it's like, no, all of these guys deserve like their time in the spotlight. And it's like, I really am happy with like how some of them came out. And I'm really happy that I actually got to get started on this next narrative arc for y'all. Because this next one is going to be a bit of a bouncer. Y'all are going to be going to a lot of different locations. Which means I get to show off my world building. Ha 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 ha. As a note to DMs.
World building in a setting already built for you, but... hey. I'm not sure anyone has thoroughly mapped out the
Nope.
the sewers of Ravnica.
No one has, like, like we've looked through the books, we've checked, and it's like, yeah, there's like location information, but not specific information. It's like, yay.
Yeah, which is the
That's
best
only one
kind,
district.
I think.
Yeah. It's like I mean, y'all are basically like, in a 10 square mile area right now with the Barrow and Hill neighborhood. But as y'all rank up, y'all are going to start getting out more and more into the wider part of Ravnica, more into the other precincts, and maybe even to the other districts, and maybe to other locations as well. But that's a thing for another time, another place. If anyone has anything they want to say, I just want to say thanks again to Sirenscape. I've been fiddling with the sound, and that is why y'all hear general hubbub and city noises if you're listening to this. Not y'all, because I can't make y'all hear what I hear. I'm working on it, I swear.
Hear what I...
Oh, it's in my head now. Why did you do this to me? Anyway, this is Girno saying bye. I hope y'all have a great week. Enjoy the show if y'all are watching.
Bye.
Have a good one.